Ace Hardware $50 gift cards available. We'll end it up with our buddy Ray Trenley from TK Law, oneforlife.com. And you heard it here first. Plus your call, sex, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social. Instagram, Facebook, at The Jim Colbert Show. On X, just at Jim Colbert Show. And all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That is where you can check us out on YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe while you're there if you do not mind. You can also send us a talkback. That's easy. Just grab that iHeartRadio app, the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. You'll see a little microphone there. Use that to send your comment over to Jack, and we'll get you on the air. Radio Superstardom.
Superstar.
Right around the corner. How's you guys doing today?
Put your hand in the air if you wish you were back home in bed taking a nap.
Deb walked in with that eye. You know, she came in because we had a big meeting this morning, early this morning. So that means all of us had to be in here early. And of course, it was that perfect time where you can't really go back home, you know, from 11 till 12. And then you're pretty much stuck here, right? Which is no problem because it was a very important meeting with the big dude, right?
Yep.
EVPP.
Yeah.
I do not know what that stands for.
EVPP, Executive Vice President of Programming.
Good job, guys.
There you go. Mark, who's been in the business for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I knew him from when he was in Tampa. I don't think I ever got to meet him personally. Finally did this morning, but either way, we were in here early this morning and just have what?
Keep in mind, you're describing 11 a.m. as early this morning, understanding because it's all relative to everyone's schedule.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there are some people who were up at 5 a.m. today.
Oh yeah, up at 6. But I mean, here at 11 to do our thing. But totally forgot what I was going to say after that.
It was about my eye twitching.
Oh yeah. You came in and sat down because usually we would be in the studio, but we have a little area over there. Deb sits down. I look over and she's got that eye where one side of her face doesn't seem to be working, and it seems like I'm shining a light, asking her for her ID in the middle of the night, and she's got She's got a Deb ache.
Yep.
A Deb ache.
Oh,
Good old migraine.
It's a different than a headache. It's a Deb ache because that thing causes your face to twerk.
Yep. Yeah, it does.
How you doing?
I'm better.
You do
a couple of Advil.
Is it Advil for you, or is it the Excedrin migraine? I've always heard that one is the one that really kicks it in the ass. Have you tried all the other things like putting your feet in hot water and all that noise?
Yeah, hot sauce at the tip of your nose because the capsaicin from the peppers is supposed to help open your blood vessels.
No
because
way.
Part of what a migraine attack is like blood's going everywhere, and it's.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so low pressure system. We're expecting rain this afternoon.
So that causes the barometer, the pressure to get higher in your head.
Yep.
So your sinuses get that pressure.
I'm basically a human barometer.
Nice. Yeah, I am so thankful I don't have to deal with any of that stuff. I really don't deal with seasonal allergies much anymore. I did as a young man, but I don't really have any of that stuff. I don't have to deal with migraines or anything like that. I just have arthritis in my hands a little bit. Other than that, it's not that big of a deal.
I am so grateful because I haven't had to go to the emergency room for a migraine in over 10 years.
Jesus, you had to go, though, before? You had to literally call an ambulance for a headache?
Not an ambulance, but it got to the point where...
you had to have some relief.
Someone would ask me my name. I would forget how to spell it.
Oh, my God.
Forget my social security number.
That's a stroke. That's not a headache.
People would ask me a question in English. I'd answer in Spanish.
Damn.
Because by then you're hurting so bad.
Yeah.
That there is nothing outside of medical care that's going to make you feel better.
And then you figure just effing with people would make it better. I'll just answer in Spanish. Let's laugh with this person. I'll laugh. It'll make me feel better.
And the worst place to be when you need it to be quiet and cold is a hospital.
Well, they get the cold
lots
part.
And lots of people.
Yeah. All right, 407.
But thank you for asking.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel bad. That sucks.
It does, but hey, I'm not in the emergency room, so it's a win.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a win.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us, of course, at 77031. I didn't really do a whole bunch this weekend. Went to the Rib Fest thing out at 1010 Brew. It was a good time. Saw Mike and Brian and the guys who run the joint over there. Good crowd.
Did you eat some fat ribs?
Ate some fat-ass ribs. Ate some really cool stuff because what they do is the ribs kind of come and go. They bring them out, they cut them up, they bring them out, they cut them up as they warm it up them in the smoker. So you kind of got to wait a little bit. In between that, they will offer you little tastings of other things, and that was kind of cool because there's some cool stuff. Like do you like smoked fish dip?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Man.
Good time
yes.
there.
I haven't had any in a long time, and back in my hometown, which is up near St. Augustine, back and forth toward the beach, Highway 207 up there is just lined with people who would catch mullet in cast nets and then smoke that mullet and make that smoked mullet fish dip. Man, it is next level stuff.
That is some good
And
eating.
you never think anything sold on the side of a road in a '78 Ford with no right door would be that good, but it was
Except for peanuts.
right. It would be that fantastic. Same guy, by the way.
Oh, really?
Smoked fish dip guy is peanut guy.
Excellent.
Is
Excellent.
Rose's guy is jumbo shrimp guy. All those dudes.
Steak out of the back of my Ford guy.
All those roadside guys are all the same guy. It's just seasonal.
Right.
When it'll come out. They're also fruit guy when it comes in season, right? But man, it was so freaking good. It was like a nice little. You don't expect to see smoked fish dip at a rib fest, but it was damn good. And of course, the weather was perfect for milling about.
Oh, yeah.
And saw actually Mo's crew is out there. Today we unleashed the Mo DeWitt now is the studio sponsor. So when you tune in, you'll see some stuff that's Mo DeWitt branded. And Mo was up there along with John Bustecker and guys. So we got to see those guys. Good time though, man. It's a really good time. You didn't watch football. I don't know what you guys.
Football.
Yeah. Oh, we'll go over that.
I hate football.
It's a weird thing. Oh yeah. It's a weird thing because my team lost too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world, you
It was,
guys.
it was not a good football weekend
No,
for
it was
anybody.
not.
Jackson did it a couple weeks ago. You know what? You got lucky. They put you out of your misery before you could be pissed off about a playoffs loss at least.
Yeah, it's always like a coin flip there. Would you rather just be out of it so you don't even get your hopes up?
Right.
Or is part of the enjoyment that belief of getting your hopes up until ultimately it's dashed?
You know, it's interesting that the Raiders have a neat story going on right now because, and I don't think we have this for sports with Brandon, so we can talk about it a little bit, is Tom Brady, I guess, is about to end his $350 million deal with Fox.
Really?
To be part of the daily management group of the Raiders, right? The Vegas Raiders.
So he has to quit one to do the other?
I think so because there's a conflict of interest there, I believe.
It seems like there would be, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I actually
That's a lot of money.
I couldn't figure out where it was though. Where is the conflict of interest?
Well,
if he's a play-by-play color analyst guy, what could he possibly do that would benefit the team as a color analyst for football teams?
Well, when you typically what these guys do is they hang out with the other teams. If they're doing a game,
recon.
Yeah, they'd be there
Yeah.
behind the scenes, interviewing the coaches, talking about their approach.
That's a good point. I would have never known that. Yeah, because I just assumed that the color guys show up, especially with that with Brady.
Yeah.
What more could he learn about football?
Right. No.
A guy who is the greatest ever.
What they learn is what the coaches plan for that weekend, and they will reveal information because the analysts and the play-by-play guy typically will only kind of reveal some of that during the broadcast when it's not really, something that could help the other team at that point.
Yeah, for sure. That makes perfect sense. I never even thought about that angle because I never assumed that Brady would have to worry about anything like, knowing anything about, being able to call a game. But you're perfectly right because when I did that for the Orlando Predators for a little bit, every part of that reporting was going in and talking to the coaches before the game to create like a little pregame what to expect kind of thing, which by the way, I loved. I thought it was so much fun. But you're 100% right.
And what was funny is I was really thinking when he was doing the game on Sunday, thinking about, wow, how much better he's gotten from, the start of the season until now when he's, the things he's kind of describing in the game and when to interject and when to not say something.
Right.
And I thought he was kind of really getting the hang of it, and it's interesting that he might have to step away.
Yeah, I saw that this weekend, that there's a chance he'll do that just to make sure that there's no conflict while he moves forward as, part of ownership and an owner group.
I just think that man just misses football. And being in a broadcast booth just isn't good enough.
Yeah, I think so,
he
too.
knows he can't get back. He can't get back out on the field and play anymore, but he wants to be a part of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
He signed a 10-year contract with Fox, and it was $37.5 million a year.
Which is probably more than I think that's more than he ever made playing football a year.
Well, he's
Because
also,
remember, he's one of those guys that would cut his salary to make the team better.
well, he's also probably finding out, like a lot of people, that it's not just talking.
Right, yeah. Plus, the travel is a
Right?
pain in the ass. I mean, you're not in one spot from every week to week. That's what everybody tells me, that when we meet people who travel for a living, the number one issue with their job they love is traveling. Comics, bands, whatever the case may be.
I
So the
think it would
travel's just
suck.
murder, man.
Well, yeah. How do you have
Just
a
murder.
family?
You
How do you
don't.
have a home?
You don't.
And that's why so many times those relationships don't work out,
That's
because
right.
9 times out of 10 you're just a stranger.
And the thing is if you decide to be a superstar, you have to ignore something in your life to make that good. And
Right.
usually it's your wife and family who come in second to your career. Very few people can pull it off. Like Nicholas is one of the few guys that operated at the highest level that still maintained his family. All of his family's good, still married to the same woman, no drama, anything like that. So that's why I always consider
No
him the greatest.
Tiger Woods being beat with a 9-iron.
Yeah. No Thanksgiving beatdowns in Nicholas's portfolio, thank God. All right, 407-916-1041. Just reported today that Carrie Underwood is going to sing America the Beautiful at Trump's inauguration.
Oh, okay.
And I was just thinking, Jack's wife does this a lot, NaomiBradshaw.com. She sings not only the national anthem, but other things, other events. And you can just see, if you guys want to chime in on the texting service for this, or if you'd like to send a talk back, you could do that as well. What is the greatest singing gig? Is the epicenter for us as Americans always going to be the national anthem at the Super Bowl? Or is there something more? Is there something you can do for the Olympics? Or is there something you could do politically, or for fallen military members? What is the most elite, exclusive singing event in America when it comes to, that kind of gig?
I would think an inauguration's a pretty big deal, because those don't happen every year like a Super Bowl.
Oh, that's a great point.
But I think the audience is bigger for a Super Bowl. So if you're judging by how many people will see you perform it, I think the Super Bowl would be top.
Yeah, but you think even with this inauguration, considering the magnitude of him being reelected and all the drama that happened when he was in office and then not in office, you can imagine, like, globally, that the inauguration is going to be watched, with great
interest
by a lot of people outside of the country.
You think?
I think so. I think this guy's presidency has reached way beyond our borders. Just think of the Greenland and Canadian stuff. Just here before he's even in office, all this stuff.
I get that.
The
but
China trade deals, all the stuff he has with Europe, the NATO stuff. Is it his presidency is going to have a massive impact on a lot of stuff.
I don't deny any of that.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, what does that mean for viewership for the inauguration?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because of all the other drama that seems to circle,
Well, I
that
thought-
they think maybe there's something that's going to happen, or maybe some surprise because he's so unpredictable.
Well, I thought 4 years ago the focus was because it was 2 weeks after the attempted insurrection.
Yes. Yeah. But
So I think that kind of drew, and it was at the same location.
yes,
You
exactly
know,
right.
The
right.
inauguration was at that, right there. So I think that added interest.
Yeah. Also, the question of the day is, I just sent it to you, Jack. You can pick it up, but it's basically, how's your dry January going? Because mine has failed miserably. And by miserably, like I swallowed half a Dr. Pepper today. I just walked by it and it went into my body. I didn't even
Oh,
open it
that's
up.
right.
I didn't even open it up. I walked by
I
it.
completely forgot to bust you over
And
that.
by osmosis, the soda found its home through the can and into my pores and then into my veins without even being opened up. That's how much power soda has over me. And then I read a really interesting report today, and it was a case study on what is good or not good for you when it comes to sugar and whatnot. And I was talking to one of our engineers this morning about this very thing. The study was you drink a liter of water a day, a liter of soda a day, a liter of diet soda a day, and a liter of milk in contained groups. Which group do you think gained the most weight, and which group did not gain weight?
The diet soda gained the most, and the milk did not.
The diet soda did gain the most, and the water gained the least. The milk stayed static.
Mm.
And it didn't say if it was whole or skim milk, but it was actually the soda. They gained weight, but nothing like the diet soda. I think was 2 pounds more
Wow.
because of the effect that aspartame has on your system and how it tells you whether you're hungry or not. it's interesting. Like you don't take the sugar in, but the side effects of that stuff are so detrimental to your body and telling you how it works. All right, 407-916-1041. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, guys. Bunch some fun stuff as well. Deb, what do you got for news?
Well, we're going to talk about a man dressed as a firefighter allegedly caught burglarizing a California home. Closer to home, Governor DeSantis calls for a special session to prepare for deportations. And a former Disney employee pleads guilty to altering the menu. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during JCS News.
You got it. All right, 407-916-1041. If you'd like to call us and talk, you could text us your comments as well. That's easy, 77031, or leave a talk back. Just get that iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio, use that microphone to send your comment over to Jack. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Need a woman in your life who responds to your most important commands? Hey Siri, play Real Radio 104.1.
Looking at slow traffic in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon between 536 and the Central Florida Parkway exit. Delays continue southbound on Orange Blossom Trail due to a crash that blocks the right lane just before Lee Road and John Young Parkway. No major problems to report at this time for those who need to travel north or southbound on the Turnpike. If you happen to see any traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Look, man, it's usually hot in this state. Everybody gets it. We always tell you to go over to Mills Air because they can keep you nice and cool. But let me tell you, that AC unit is usually your heat pump as well, and they can take care of that too. They've been doing it since 92, 30-plus years of experience here in Central Florida, keeping you nice and cool or warm. And their techs are awesome people. They don't give you that weird feeling when they come to your house, where it's real kind of creepy. They're just total pros. That's what Leon wants. Leon Mills, the owner of the company, and that's how he set it up. Plus, these guys are Carrier Factory authorized dealers. Why is that important? Because it could get you $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and always turn to Mills Air. These guys are awesome. You're going to love doing business with them. Also, family owned and operated. Call today. Schedule that appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. It's millsair.com.
New Year's resolution is to sell your home? Get a guaranteed cash offer today at thenicklygroup.com.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet. Now offering customers 0% financing for 12 months on any fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Don't just wait for the big game. Bet on big playoff games every weekend. Only on Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us and turn playoff predictions into paydays. If your team season is already over,
looks like they're headed home early.
It only takes $1 to make any game interesting.
And we're back. What a game.
Download Hard Rock Bet. Win your first bet or get up to $100 back in bonus bets. Payable in bonus bet up to $100. Not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Here's how TaxRise saved Yvonne over 99% on what she owed the IRS.
I got a letter from the IRS saying that I owe $69,000, and I had no idea what to do. That's when I contacted you guys.
Our tax professionals at TaxRise jumped into action. They helped Yvonne file her back taxes and get into compliance, but they didn't stop there. They negotiated directly with the IRS to fight for her case.
Effective immediately, the IRS has accepted. All they want in return is $100.
Thank you guys so much. I can't even explain how grateful I am.
We're so happy we got Yvonne the relief she deserved. We've helped thousands of clients find solutions to their tax problems, and we're ready to help you. To find out if you qualify for a tax relief program, call TaxRise today. 888-507-0053. For a free consultation, call 888-507-0053. 888-507-0053.
Results vary, not guaranteed, uncompensated testimonial. TaxRise is not IRS affiliated or law firm.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction, returns to Kissimmee, January 7th to the 19th at Osceola Heritage Park. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience with 4,500 vehicles up for auction. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy spectator tickets now at Mecum.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Hi there. I've got a clogged drain.
A clogged brain? I have that sometimes.
No, a clogged drain.
Try yoga or drinking tea. Earl Grey is the best.
Earl Grey? No, I'm calling Frank A.
What do they know about tea?
When it comes to clogged drains and plumbing issues, you want a trustworthy, courteous technician that's dedicated to customer satisfaction.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Our new and improved iHeartRadio app has made it even easier to enjoy the radio station's podcasts and playlists you love. How? Well, we've added everything you love about your car radio into the free iHeartRadio app. With easy-to-use presets, you can now save your favorite stations on the app, just like in your car. And with the all-new live radio dial, it's easier than ever to discover new stations you'll love based on your location or favorite genre. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
There's a guy who stands on the corner of 44 when you're leaving New Smyrna Beach, heading out through Samsula, out to like I-4 and the land. He stands there in the middle of the summertime with a cooler and a cardboard sign that says Jumbo Shrimp. And he just stands there and just shakes a shrimp in his fingers out over the highway, I guess to entice you. But it doesn't really look like anything's refrigerated properly. And he never has a vehicle, so I don't know how he got there. Just him and his shrimp in the sun.
Yum, yum.
The last place you want a shrimp.
Oh, my gosh.
Is in the sun. But that guy, though, for me, is the guy who takes his little flats boat, then he puts his cooler and he stands up there in his white boots that you use for like wading and stuff, just to show you, hey, I just came from the ocean with these.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041, text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Jack, and Deb has your news.
It's time for JCS News.
Wow, does this guy got to put his name on everything?
It's in my contract, dude.
Here's the news on the Jim Colbert Show.
And JCS News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Southern California officials say crews are ready for the return of high winds as they battle deadly wildfires in the area. Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna discussed deaths in his jurisdiction due to the fires.
The Los Angeles County area of responsibility, we have confirmed 21 deaths, 16 in the Eaton Fire area, and 5 in the Palisades area. And sadly, yes, unfortunately, I anticipate the number to go up.
Yeah, there are 24 deaths in total. Los Angeles County Fire Chief Anthony Maroney said a Super Scooper firefighting plane damaged by a drone will return to the air tomorrow pending FAA approval. The Palisades, Eaton, and Hearst fires erupted last Tuesday. More than 92,000 people are under evacuation orders, while another 89,000 are under evacuation warnings. Meanwhile, an electrical fire may have been the cause of the deadly Eaton fire in Altadena, California. Photos and videos taken by residents last Tuesday night show a Southern California Edison electrical transmission tower in flames amid damaging and erratic winds, which were headed down the canyon and toward homes. The California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection is now investigating the tower and the surrounding area. Officials are keeping the area off limits to everyone but investigators. The fire is now one of the deadliest and most destructive in California history.
Is that video where that couple was like, she goes, honey, come out here, and you look across the way and there's a mountain, it's like it's burning on the top of a mountain, and the guy goes, oh no, oh no. As a Californian, already understood what a fire 3 mountains away represented. And sure enough, in real time, they go through it, and you watch that thing spread in the period of like an hour, 45 minutes, and it becomes overwhelming that quickly.
Yeah, and
because of the wind and the dryness.
And so many people thought that they could stay behind and try to fight it with a garden hose, not knowing, how big the flames were.
And this is like the North Carolina thing. We have 25, now, but I mean, they have yet to even become sift through the rubble of half of those people.
Yeah.
And, I heard that it burned down one place and even took out its what are the rooms you go into? Panic rooms. It even burned their panic rooms.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. And this is just the kind of POS you don't need in a situation like this. But a man who police say was dressed like a firefighter is behind bars on suspicion of burglarizing a home in Malibu, California.
Yeah. Triple, whatever the sentence is, triple it.
On Sunday, Los Angeles Police Chief Jim McDonnell says the man was arrested on suspicion of impersonating a firefighter.
Yep.
Just tie him to the front of a fire truck and just
it's
drive him into every single blaze. L.A. County Sheriff Robert Luna says around 30 people have been arrested in and near wildfire evacuation zones as looting concerns persist. What a jerk!
Yeah. But you have to assume that it's going to continue to happen because look what's burning down.
Yeah.
Like the nicest houses in that area, so you assume they're full of goodies.
Right, yeah.
So why not go in there? Jewelry, stuff like that?
Cash. All right, some people from Central Florida are living through the devastating wildfires in Southern California. Stuart Morrell used to live in Orange County, and he says he's used to natural disasters like hurricanes, right? But he never thought he'd see smoke thousands of feet in the air. Former Orlando resident Lizzie Wilson is riding it out, but she says she has her go bag packed just in case. Things may look bleak now, but Morrell feels confident in Los Angeles' future. He tells Channel 9 it will get rebuilt and the city will come back stronger. Yeah. Okay, back here in Florida, Florida's governor is calling for a special legislative session the week after President-elect Trump takes office to ensure all new executive orders concerning illegal immigration are followed. Ron DeSantis says Trump will hit the ground running with crackdowns and Florida needs to be ready.
So it will require new legislation in Florida to ensure that the duties of both state and local officials are very clear and that those duties require them to be assisting the federal government.
DeSantis also threatened local public officials who don't follow the deportation directives. The governor said while lawmakers are in session, they should also address other issues, including ballot initiative integrity, disaster relief, and Florida's condominium regulations.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. Proactively being prepared to work with the federal government where, 6 months ago it was, okay, how can I not work with the federal government?
Well, a pair of Floridians will be in the spotlight this week as the Senate begins hearings for some of President-elect Trump's cabinet picks on Wednesday. The Senate Foreign Relations Committee will consider Florida Senator Marco Rubio to be Secretary of State. On Wednesday and Thursday, the Senate Judiciary Committee will hold confirmation hearings for Pam Bondi. Trump nominated Florida's former Attorney General for Attorney General of the U.S. And because of that, that means Florida's Attorney General, our current one, could become our next senator. The Washington Post reported yesterday that Governor Ron DeSantis is, quote, leaning toward, end quote, naming Ashley Moody to replace Senator Marco Rubio.
Wow, really?
President-elect Trump has nominated Rubio once again to be Secretary of State, so the Post reports DeSantis hasn't made a decision, though. If he does choose Moody, the Post says he may replace her as Attorney General with his Chief of Staff, James Uthmeyer.
Wow, really? I heard Corey Mills was in that race, man.
Corey Mills is actually planning to, yes, he also said he's planning to run for the Senate, I believe.
I thought Ashley Moody was the most likely candidate to run for governor.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought as well. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Wow, what a...
All this speculation. He hasn't
Yeah.
made a decision yet,
Yeah.
but we'll let you know when he does. All right, Florida is receiving nearly $40 million in federal grant funding to support new electric vehicle charging stations across the Sunshine State. That includes projects in the cities of Jacksonville, Gainesville, and Hollywood. Broward County will get nearly $18 million to install 20 EV charging stations. That's a whole lot of money.
If you don't mind, though, I want to know where those Duval ones are going to be so I can sit and watch the people wonder what it is.
And nearly...
Hey, what's that? It's a new robot? That's a new robot up there. Because when I bought my electric car, right, we bought it from a dealership in Jacksonville or just north of Jacksonville. Let me tell you how many cars were on the lot. That one.
Really?
It was trucks. That's it. Trucks, SUVs. That's it. That's all they sell up there is trucks.
Oh, wow.
You see an electric vehicle up there, it's like seeing Bigfoot.
Well, along with the 20 EV charging stations, there'll be nearly 340 charging ports along the county's alternative fuel corridors. The money comes from the bipartisan infrastructure law. On the other side, if you've got an engine that requires gas, Florida gas prices went on a bit of a roller coaster ride last week. AAA reports the state average went from $3.11 down to $3.06 by midweek, only to bounce back to $3.11 on Sunday.
Right, yeah. I paid $3.14 last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's more than the current average, which is $3.10.
Yep.
Oh, last time I got gas, it was like $2.86.
Yeah. It was 1986. That's why.
Right.
You're not wrong.
That's the same as a year ago, but 7 cents higher than this time last month. That's not all that's being expanded. The city of Orlando is trying to expand internet access. Commissioners expected to take up a proposal later this afternoon that would put more than $100,000 toward the roughly year-long process. Now, if everything goes as planned, the project would create a free Wi-Fi network in the Paramore neighborhood, where more than half of the residents are without internet access. The technology would be installed on bus stops, light poles, and solar-powered picnic tables.
Okay. Okay.
The network would not directly connect to people's homes, but it would allow residents to take advantage of the technology by taking a short walk from their front doors.
There you go.
Yeah.
Indifferent about that?
Well, I mean, think about it. You want to take your expensive tech and go sit at a bus stop?
No, I do not want to do that.
You
no.
know, I can't imagine a lot of people. I mean, it's great that they're going to have access to the Wi-Fi, but yeah, I don't know about that.
Man.
All right. Seminole County reports opioid fatalities are down more than 40%. Sheriff Dennis Lima says that's still 66 people who died in the county in 2024 because of opioids.
We're incredibly proud of the reductions, but the numbers, the volume of numbers is still incredibly alarming across the state.
Lima says a combination of anti-opioid drugs, treatment for opioid addiction, and punishment for drug dealers is making a difference. He's also worried about cartels pushing drugs such as Tranq. Now, Tranq does not respond to drugs that reverse overdoses. So if someone's high on Tranq and you give them Narcan, it's not going to reverse.
Yeah.
Orange County is seeing a 6% decline in opioid fatalities.
Lima's killing it out there.
He really is.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
He's
a good dude.
He's made this almost like his own personal.
Yeah. Again, I think it's one of those things where, all these counties really have, with the exception of just a couple,
right,
have pretty darn good sheriffs leading them up. And I mean,
Absolutely.
that's a real positive thing for the state,
It is. All right. I know you want to talk about this a little bit later on, but I couldn't take it out of the news, Jimmy. It's just too juicy.
Okay.
A plan is underway to support future Seminole County first responders. I love this story, and I actually thought of you, Jimmy, when I pulled it.
Because he's a first responder?
No, because of this interesting way of teaching kids, maybe a skill or a career, but they get to be in touch with it a little bit sooner, right?
Yep.
So the school district has received a nearly $3 million grant for a program aimed at preparing students interested in a fire and emergency services career. So the money's going to help fund the Bear Brigade Fire Academy at Winter Springs High School. Superintendent Sarita Beeman says the initiative will offer students hands-on experience with state-of-the-art equipment. This is not leftover fire trucks they're going to be dealing with. The program will launch next school year. The first class of students will be able to start enrolling this fall.
That's badass. I know over in Bartow, my sister's wife actually runs a program like this and has for years. And let me tell you, man, it is pretty darn cool. It is like I don't know if it's part of a high school program, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, but she does run a program that is to take kids in that high school age and prepare them for jobs in that first responder kind of world, which is badass.
It really is. Isn't that a great idea? Yeah. All right, Blue Origin's hopes of getting a milestone mission off the ground overnight from Florida's Space Coast have been dashed. The private space company founded by Jeff Bezos scrubbed the inaugural launch of its New Glenn rocket from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Blue Origin says the goal remains the same, to safely get the rocket into orbit before trying to land its booster in the Atlantic on the company's drone ship. No word yet on another launch attempt, but apparently it was a tech issue that shut it down while it was sitting right there on the launch pad.
Do you think the 3 billionaires that dabble in space have a text chain going? And when one fails, Musk goes, "Great try."
Yeah, exactly.
And if it just feels like there's this weird race between three. Like, I don't know, is Richard Branson even in the game anymore?
Not
I think
really.
Virgin pretty much quit. It was that was tourist stuff with them, right?
Exactly.
They were never looking for government contracts like they are. The other two.
Well, as you said, Jimmy, SpaceX said, "Hold my beer."
SpaceX, man.
Because their crew successfully launched another rocket from Florida Space Coast today. The rocket took off at 11:43 this morning from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. And you guessed it, Jimmy, the Falcon 9 will aim to deploy 21 new Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit.
Right from the warehouse. Oh, God.
Well, I think the missions are different. SpaceX, the ultimate goal is to go to Mars. And I believe with Blue Origin, what Jeff Bezos wants to do is have the moon be the place for all of our polluting industries.
Oh, that's funny. I never heard that one. I always thought SpaceX was just basically also to build build Star. Is it
Starlink?
Yeah, Starlink. That's what I thought it was for.
Well, it's how he's funding the continued development of the rocket program eventually to get to Mars. Occupy Mars is what his agenda is.
Which is stupid.
Bezos wants to take all the polluting industries and put them on another planet.
Okay, there you go.
It's like
his Amazon trucks?
Well, and those are electric, but have power, create power on the moon, let it filthy up the moon, and then just send the power back.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great
I like
idea.
That. Yeah. That's a hell of an extension cord.
I know, exactly. And then
you guys
finally,
are so dismissive.
Yeah.
But without visionaries like this,
I get it. Yeah.
This is how you get stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, Columbus. Yeah, you go. Just sell off the end. I'm sure it'll be okay.
It certainly makes more sense to colonize Mars than take care of the planet that already works for us.
For how long will it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you took
8 billion people,
if you took the trillions of dollars it took to colonize Mars and focused here on Earth of how to keep everything nice and clean and working, I think it would be a much better situation.
And
right?
that argument has been made since the beginning of the space race back in the 50s and 60s about spending money like that.
At first it was for knowledge, and now it's not for knowledge.
Well, it is.
Now it's for business.
Well, it's discovery all the way. It's now in business just because of our economy. That's what's going to drive it.
All right.
And then finally, a former Walt Disney World employee is facing up to 10 years in prison.
You are kidding.
Michael Schur pleaded guilty late last week to hacking into a computer software to alter menus used at Disney's restaurants after he was fired for misconduct this past summer. Authorities say the Winter Garden man falsely removed food allergens from menu items, which of course, could have deadly consequences. Schur was arrested in October following an FBI investigation where agents found that the suspect had also collected the personal information of 4 employees.
Wow.
A sentencing date will be set at a later date. Thankfully, none of the altered menus actually made it into the restaurants.
Let me say that dude should thank whoever busted him every day he goes to jail. He should sit there and go, "Thank you so much for busting me," because could you imagine if that menu got out and more people unfortunately would have passed away because of allergens like that, and it would have been easy to happen because it happened out there already. I mean, could you imagine what he would be looking at?
Oh, my God,
being life in prison.
Exactly. So that hack cost a lot.
Yep.
And that concludes your JCS News.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Whammy bar died.
1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with the largest gathering of people on planet Earth. I'll try to give you a guess of what that is next.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. I had $1 million, but I'd spend it all.
Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. This afternoon we'll have mostly cloudy skies, a couple of showers north of Orlando. Otherwise, a high close to 70 degrees. We'll have rain rolling in after dinner tonight and a couple of downpours possible. This is going to usher in cooler weather for our Tuesday with highs tomorrow only in the low 60s. For the balance of the work week, we'll see highs in the mid 60s. Finally warming up to the 70s for this coming weekend, but at the cost of more showers, especially Sunday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Kick off 2025 by upgrading your old windows and doors with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim windows and doors offer excellent insulation, reducing energy loss, and helping to lower your utility bills while maintaining a comfortable indoor temperature year-round. Plus, these windows and doors are designed to reduce outside noise, creating a quieter and more peaceful living environment. And Renewal by Andersen offers a free, no-obligation consultation to help you find the perfect windows and doors for your home. JK says, love Renewal by Andersen, always professional, deliver as promised, and have such beautiful products. Their salespeople are top-notch. For January, Renewal by Andersen is offering save 20% on your entire project, plus zero money down, zero payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
This is Ashley Kennedy from the Ben and Ashley I Almost Famous podcast. Did you know that Future Health can help make weight loss resolutions come true? When it's about biology and not willpower, it's not your fault that dieting just doesn't work. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes and for less than $3 a day. Traditional diets don't work because nearly 70% of weight is genetically determined. Through medication, you can work with your body rather than against it to create safe and long-lasting weight loss results. I have a family member that's been struggling with her weight for quite some time. No matter how hard she tries, no matter how limited her food intake, she just can't get the weight off. Well, with Future Health, they make access to qualified doctors that know GLP-1s easier than ever. Get ongoing support from over 6,000 physicians and licensed pharmacies nationwide. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at doctor's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
All right, it's January. You know what that means? New Year's resolutions are in full swing. So here's one for you. Clear vision. Seriously, if you're dealing with contacts or glasses, laser vision correction at the Filatowski Eye Institute is a game changer. With over 65,000 procedures, they are the trusted choice for Central Florida. And they have 24-month interest-free financing, so you don't have to wait. You can start seeing clearly and stay on budget. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free consultation today. Clear vision, clear future. It all starts with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 now for your free LASIK consultation.
At
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're treating the untreatable. Using a patient's unique genetic makeup, our researchers are developing personalized cancer vaccines that help stimulate the immune system to better fight the disease and prevent it from recurring. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-Week Challenge. The Metamucil 2-Week Challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 Fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, what's up, guys? In my personal opinion, I think the ultimate singing gig is when you're headlining your own tour and you have a sellout show in your hometown with 50,000 fans screaming and singing your song. I don't think there's no greater feeling than that. Just my opinion.
Not a bad one. Because that's contextual. It's more than just the event itself. It's, something you achieved. That's interesting. Yeah. Not a bad take at all. We were just basically asking because Carrie Underwood announced today that she'll be singing America the Beautiful at the Trump inauguration coming up next Monday. And I was just wondering what the biggest singing gig was. If it's national anthem at the Super Bowl, if it's, something... my wife was lucky enough to, she's friends with Gloria Gaynor, who is famous for singing "I Will Survive," and she got invited to the Kennedy Center Honors, and that other thing when they inducted that song into the
National Archive.
Yeah, the National Archive as being relevant to our culture. And she said that was a pretty powerful event, too, because of all the people that were there, as part of that ceremony. That was kind of a cool thing, too. But I don't know that matches up to anything we'd mentioned before, though. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. 77031 is our texting service. You just heard a talk back. Those are easy and free. Just grab that iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio, and use that microphone to send it on down the line. By the way, your 3 o'clock keyword is bonus, BONUS. Just go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. We are back with that grand in your hand contest.
13 times a day.
That's right. Welcome
if
back.
I give you $1,000 right now, what would you spend it on? Couldn't be bills. What would it be?
Golf clubs.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Golf clubs or go play poker or something like that. I played poker this weekend. It just reminded me of how absolutely I love the game. I could still be sitting there right now if I wanted to. Just love it so much. Won a couple $100, a couple donkeys out there.
Oh, nice.
A couple donkeys out there just at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, you were telling Jack, and I almost understood some of it. The river and the flop. And
It's so funny how the table makes a difference. First table, I just couldn't get anything going. That table broke, went to another table, and immediately started winning money.
Well, there
In
you
other
go.
words, those players were way worse than me. That's what it was. All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. So what do you guys think the biggest or the largest gathering of human beings is in the world? The largest singular gathering of human beings. What is it?
Is it the pilgrimage to Mecca and Medina?
So I just saw this today, and I am familiar with some of this particular culture's events because you see them every year, but I've not heard of this one before, and it doesn't mention those. But maybe you are right.
It's not Ramadan.
It's not Ramadan. You may not even recognize the name of it. I did not. And it's one of those things where you
Eid al-Fitr?
You completely forget about this country a lot. You forget how singularly focused they are when it comes to culture and religion. So when you have a bunch of those people who are there just really there isn't much room for other things in their culture or their religions, you realize, and they're unbelievably motivated to celebrate those things. It's called the Maha Kumbh Mela. It's in India, right? It's a 6-week Hindu festival. It's held at an astrologically determined time every 12 years or so. You celebrate with a ritual dip in sacred waters.
Oh, of the Ganges?
Yeah,
Oh,
the Ganges, the Omana.
Not by us.
And the,
Yeah, not by us. Do not go in that water, man. Do not go in that water.
Yeah. But they're all in it.
Oh, yeah.
They're all in it, diving in it, the whole 9 yards. It's going to have a city, basically a pop-up city for attendees, 145,000 restrooms, 3,000 kitchens, and 500,000 electricity connections as well. And the reason why is because they're expecting a crowd of
2.5 million.
Ooh, 5 million.
What?
5 million.
Really? How about 400 million people?
Whoa.
I'll take the point.
This is 1.4 billion people in India, something like that.
Damn.
So more, just shy of half of the country will make the pilgrimage to come and celebrate this in one shape or another for a specific period of time. So they're basically going to go there. They'll do their 4 or 5 or 8 days or whatever you're going to do, and then they go back home and do their thing. But 400 million people are going to respond, and this thing has been kind of a weird thing over the while. By the way, the thing I was telling you guys about that is associated with India, I believe, as well, is that festival of colors that you see every year.
Love that.
Every year, like NPR and BBC will cover that because it's global news. You don't see it so much here in America. But you'll see that where they're throwing the different colored powders and stuff in the air, and then it's absolutely one of the most photographable or photogenic events in the entire year, and you always see it. But this one I've yet to hear of. But I mean, you think about that city.
Well,
and
it's
what
every 12 years.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
wow.
Crazy, right?
400 million people.
400 million people.
I don't think they've got enough toilets.
That's more than this. So this entire country migrates to one place.
Yeah, exactly.
350 million people in the U.S. And they go to one place and just do this thing. I don't think there's anything you can do to get all of America to motivate.
You think that would have an effect on the Earth's rotation?
You think
Seriously.
it would, dude? You're right. God.
Tip it over a little
everyone
bit.
now to this side.
It says it is a test of crowd management. Western researchers are reportedly attending to study the event's infrastructure.
Well, you can imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to plan an event where you're expecting 150,000 people.
Right, yeah.
Or even 1 million people.
Right.
But you're literally, Jimmy, that's the entire population of the United States jumping on an airplane and flying over to India. I don't know how you prepare for those kinds of crowds.
I think they had the guys who did Woodstock.
Exactly.
Well, every 4 years we hear this with the Olympics, right? They build these Olympic villages, and then they build basically small cities for an army of people to come in and do their thing, and they're gone in 3 weeks. So, I mean, I would think that the people who are studying this are studying better ways to basically take care of people.
Yeah, because you have to have the sanitation.
Yeah. 145,000 restrooms. They said in 54 it was a bit of a tragedy there because of stampedes from one thing to the next. Hundreds of people were killed.
Oof.
Yeah. Just stampeded.
You mentioned the Olympics. I think Paris did a better job of either having temporary recyclable housing and structures like the beds and stuff, cardboard beds, which could then be all recycled.
Yeah, sure.
And then also turning that into low-income housing.
Yes.
Moving forward.
Designed from the beginning for that, by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
My question is related to the Olympics. Los Angeles is supposed to host in 3.5 years.
Wow.
How's that going to work?
Wow,
with all the building that needs to continue to develop for that.
While they're rebuilding.
While they're doing
thousands of homes.
One of the biggest rebuilds in California's history.
Wow, man.
Yeah, 12,000 structures as it stands right now.
And I mean, they're already, obviously football games, the Oscars. So much stuff has already been altered because of this. And it's not done. It's still burning out there. It's the most dominant story in America, and actually one of them in the world right now.
The Grammy nominations, the Grammys are said to take place. They are not moving. They don't take place until February 2nd. But Oscar nominations, which were supposed to be announced today, they've been pushed back yet again.
Yeah.
So now Oscar noms won't be announced until January 23rd.
Wow, man. So crazy out there. It is so crazy out there.
It's just... I cried all day yesterday.
Yeah, just looking at the images
because everywhere you go, all the reels on Insta, it's just such mind-numbing destruction.
And I think the most tragic thing is, most people in Florida have some type of insurance to deal with what we deal with weather-wise, anomaly-wise. There are a few that don't. You hear the stories, of course, because those are the ones that make news. But out there, especially with everybody in the assumption that everyone that's dealing with this is wealthy, which is one of the weirdest news aspects of the story from LA is, the only people getting news are the celebrities, but in reality, it's 1 to 100 or more for every family that isn't on television or have name recognition, that also lost everything they own and also doesn't have fire insurance or didn't prepare themselves accordingly for it.
Well,
and now we found out State Farm was dropping them like crazy a year before.
Yep.
Because of the risk they knew was coming.
Yep. So
that's
so
gonna
many.
That's going to be an interesting fallout for them.
Yeah, you're seeing more because typically what happens, just like in any media, you gravitate towards the names that people will recognize, the names they know. So telling you that, Tom Hanks's house might be threatened is more than a person that you don't know,
Well, it's
right?
it's more clickable, yes.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think what you're finding on social media, and I think Deb might have experienced, is you're witnessing anyone. That can be anyone's personal disaster that you can scroll through. And I think you see more in-depth stories like 60 Minutes last night did a report on that. And a guy, who lost his sister and walking through, his house where they had to tell his mom that they lost everything.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, but what about, these books? He's like, no, Ma.
Gone.
Everything's gone.
Yeah, there was another couple I saw a story about today where their daughter had perished at a young age from, I think, a disease of some sort, and they basically had created a shrine to her in her bedroom, and her ashes were even in there. So not only did they lose all of the memories of their daughter, they actually lost her ashes in the fire as well.
Well, two of the victims was a father and son. The father was an amputee, and his son had cerebral palsy, and there was no way that he could move his boy. They found his body laying at his son's bedside.
God, I saw that story.
It is just
incredible,
It's just gut-wrenching.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. We'll flip the switch here because a woman filmed a man doing something kind of crazy. He's arrested. Hi, Polk County. How you doing?
Hey.
That's next.
The Monsters kick off 2025 with their first big party of the new year, Saturday, January 18th at Tuffy's in Sanford. Presented by Mills Air. Get the details now at realradio.fm/events.
Looking at slow traffic in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon between 536 and the Central Florida Parkway exit. Delays continue southbound on Orange Blossom Trail due to a crash that blocks the right lane just before Lee Road and John Young Parkway. No major problems to report at this time for those who need to travel north or southbound on the Turnpike. If you happen to see any traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hi, I've got a circuit breaker that keeps popping.
Okay, let me go online to get you scheduled.
That's great. Come on, what kind of a low-tech operation is this?
Here we go.
You've got mail.
Ugh, I should have called Frank Gay.
When you have an electrical problem, you want a licensed and insured technician with the latest tools and technology to complete the job right. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Seminole Hard Rock Tampa is excited to bring you live craps, roulette, and sports betting. All under one roof, hotter than the Florida sun. Feel the luck of the dice, watch the roulette wheel spin, and scream for your touchdown as the big screen comes alive. Dine like a rock star, sip cocktails that shimmer, then dive into the heart of Las Vegas right here in Tampa Bay. Live craps, roulette, sports betting is here. Get in on the action now. Only at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, located off of I-4 near I-75. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
So you want to be my client.
You think you deserve fair compensation for your injuries? Well, you got to call me. Can't just keep listening forever. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than Frogger's Grill and Bar. We've got your sports fix covered with Saturday college football, NFL football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays too. Catch all the action on our tons of high-definition TVs while enjoying drink specials available all week long. Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction, returns to Kissimmee, January 7th to the 19th at Osceola Heritage Park. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience with 4,500 vehicles up for auction. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy spectator tickets now at Mecum.com.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment today. aspireallergy.com.
A new year comes with new hope, new optimism. It's time to start fresh and look ahead. At International Diamond Center, we're excited to be a part of your special moments in the new year. We've expanded our selection for 2025. Our diamond inventory has never been better. All sizes, all shapes, real, natural, precious diamonds at the best direct importer prices. And it doesn't stop there. We're showcasing all the new styles and trends in engagement rings and fashion jewelry, inspired and created by the world's premier designers. No one has more fashion-forward jewelry than IDC. Plus, our Swiss watch collection is mind-blowing with a fabulous selection of pristine pre-owned Rolex watches. So as you look ahead and plan for a new year, remember International Diamond Center, locally owned, internationally connected, with a staff of non-commissioned experts who will guide you every step of the way so you can buy with total confidence. Welcome to 2025. Let IDC help you celebrate what matters most in the new year. Your love. Altamont, Waterford, and Millennia.
Future Health. Find out how simple weight loss can be at tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. C-H-E-C-K. Check. That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Good after morning, Colbert crew on this amazing Monday afternoon. So I just wanted to give a big shout out. I don't know if my boss and his wife are listening, but she has been fighting cancer for over a year now. And I was glad to hear after an appointment today that she is now cancer-free.
That's great news.
So just a big shout out to my boss and his wife. He was there for her the whole time, and she fought like hell, and now thankfully in recovery. So with that, Big T out.
Awesome.
That's great news.
He's a good kid, that guy.
Yeah, he is.
Big T's a good kid.
I got one more for you here.
All right.
You'll like this.
What up, guys? Sport from Duval.
Duval.
Jimmy, don't call out my town, man. We know what the electric charging stations are, dude. We're not idiots. We chain our bikes to them so they don't get stolen. Hey, listen. 400 million people at that event in India is insane, man. There's 1.4 billion people in India.
Yeah.
That means even with 400 million attending, 1 billion are going to stay at home. That's a lot of people.
It's still just about a third of the country. How crazy is
know.
that? Is India, like, land-wise as big as the U.S.? I can't picture that.
I don't believe so.
I don't think it is it? Yeah. But we have a lot of land here in the U.S. that isn't used. The Midwest. And,
Out west?
And the northern states that have very little population. I think with the entire population of Montana can fit in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least a couple 100,000 people, I think. And when you go to the Dakotas, it's the same thing. I mean, there's like 5 states up there that aren't even populated as Miami. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 4 o'clock keyword is...
Check.
Check, C-H-E-C-K. Get over to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. Check, guys. That is your keyword. Good luck. We hope you win that money. And we are off for another grand in your hand run.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get some more money.
6 weeks. Let's go.
There you go.
Let's do this.
I'm Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. All right. This is from Polk County, Florida.
Grady Judd's neck of the woods.
This is the day after Christmas in the Lake Wales area of Polk County.
All right.
53-year-old man. He's been arrested, and the reason why is this. They spoke to a woman who said that she saw a man, filmed him, I guess. Well, did she record him? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, she did. She videoed this guy.
Was he doing the deed with the horse?
He was charged with sexual contact with animals. Now, the horse was of age. She was 28. So at least there's nothing there. The horse was named Raven. You know.
It's kind of a stripper's name.
53-year-old man from Polk County being charged with sexual contact with animals. A sheriff responded the day after Christmas to a Lake Wales area where the woman was saying she saw the man engaging in sexual actions near her horse's head.
Ew.
She said she took a video of part of the incident to show to the cops. The video confirmed what the woman said. Now, somebody just texted a minute ago when I mentioned that tease and said what he was doing. You want to give a shot at what he was doing? And by the way, you cannot give a shot at what he was doing. We have to use the special radio words to explain what he was doing. Anybody want to take a shot in special radio words to explain what this Polk County man was doing to this horse's head?
Did it involve the nostril of the horse?
Jack, it did involve the nostril of the horse.
Oh, no.
He was clearing the horse's sinuses.
Or adding to it.
Ew.
How do you do that? Like, I watch Instagram and horses they're kind of a-holes.
They can be.
I mean, they aren't cool. Like, they will headbutt you. They'll give you that, what's that thing that Philip used to talk about? That, not the purple nurple.
A horse eating corn.
Yeah,
the horse eating corn. Yeah.
What's like where the horse bites you just hard enough to give you the worst bruise ever.
Yeah.
And they're kind of douchebags.
Yeah.
Because I've seen them in barns where a dog, like a barn dog, will walk by, and the horse will just grab the thing by the nape of its neck and throw it across the barn for no reason. The horse is the dog is doing nothing. And my wife hates horses because she says they're so unpredictable. She had one for years. Her and her mother both had them. And she said that they're like so unpredictable emotionally that you never know when they're in a good mood. And the problem is they weigh 1,400 pounds or so.
Yeah, exactly.
So when they're not in a good mood, everybody gets in real bad shape sometimes. How is this guy able? Is 27 old for a horse, by the way?
I don't know.
Do you have any idea, Deb, how old that is for a horse? Somebody look that up and see if 27 is old for a horse. Maybe she just didn't have the energy to fight back. Or maybe she beckoned him. But I guess he was trying to pleasure himself near her nostrils.
18 to 20 years of age is considered old.
Oh, my God. So this animal is, my God almighty.
That's geriatric. That's senior abuse.
28-year-old horse?
What's his name?
The guy, they don't give the guy's name, of course.
They don't.
Oh, yeah, no way.
Well, why not?
I don't know. That's a great question. And, here's the thing. Would you like to take a shot at his defense?
She asked for it?
No.
And oh my dear, I'll be right here until my
Her name is Raven.
That's great. No, Deb, she didn't call out from across the field, and she didn't wear too short of a skirt.
Okay.
She didn't bend over to pick her keys up. He said, quote, the man said he just made a stupid and dumb decision. I've never been that lonely.
Yeah, no.
I've never been that lonely and or horny or horsey.
Man, what kind of charges is he going to...
Somebody said, yeah, but a horse's nose is real soft. I didn't know that you could get that close to one and keep it still that long. They spook on anything.
Are you planning to check out some pastures around here?
I got to tell you, I'm a little impressed this guy can even pull this off without getting bit or headbutted or kicked.
Oh, there's what he looks like.
Oh, you're kidding. You found a picture of him? Let me see him. Let me see him. Oh, Jesus, yeah, okay.
Donald Calloway.
Okay.
Donald Calloway, ladies and gentlemen. Hell, his nose is almost as big as the horse's. He should have just tried his own.
Yeah. That's not going to look good on a business card. When hey, what do you do for a living? Well,
it said he tried to put his...
Yeah, he tried to do that, yeah.
And
but I heard it was
nose.
He was manipulating himself while preparing for the horse's nose. So that's what she saw and got on videotape, is this guy standing in front of a horse, just ripping it.
Now that's what I call a rough ride.
Yeah. Bareback.
I got to look for some audio from Grady Judd.
Did Grady have a... look, Jack.
Grady's got the picture of him.
Look at that. That looks... And can I ask you a favor? Or can I ask a quick question? How is it that guy has perfect hair and I sit here bald? How is it that guy has the hair of Jesus? That guy has the hair of an apostle.
Are you complimenting his mane?
And I sit here completely...
He uses horse and mane shampoo.
I really want to hit this guy.
I sit here devoid of hair, and this guy has it to spare. This guy could make a horse.
Spare mare.
This guy could give that horse lots of love.
He tried to give her some kind of love.
How do you get that? What's it take to get there? I mean, he doesn't look like a bad-looking dude.
No.
He looks like he's just probably early 60s, got great hair, very, How do you get there?
The witness also alleged the man was tapping his Boy Scout against the horse's nose.
Are you? Come on. Come on.
Is this thing on?
Dunk, 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 dunk.
Wrong carrot, bro. Wrong carrot. Man.
He says he hasn't had any sex in probably 2 months.
2 months?
And maybe it was just a sexually frustrated moment.
2 months?
Well, dude, everyone's going to know who you are, what you look like, and what you did.
We have probably 100,000 incels out there that are yelling 2 months. Try 2 decades, dog.
Calloway was then arrested and booked on 1 count of sexual contact with animals. According to online records, he's still in jail.
Yeah, man. How do you get treated in jail if they find out that you're that guy? How does that happen? We know what happens with certain crimes in jail, especially chomos, right? We know what happens to those guys, but they probably stay the F away from that guy.
Well, Jack came up with a funny nickname last week. I wonder what nickname Calloway should get.
Oh, in regards to?
I mean,
he
should have a nickname that will carry this famously into the future.
I don't know, man.
Do you want to hear what Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd had to say? I don't know what it is, but
okay, do it. Yeah,
all right, let's
real quick.
I'll make sure we're good on this one.
What's Grady?
Yeah.
Hope you have your favorite coffee. My favorite coffee today is in Gray's Craze. That's right. Charcuterie boards and boxes.
He does his own little Instagram show.
Oh, my God almighty. Look at him. That's so great.
Visit. They're in Lakeland. They do a great job.
There you go. He's doing spots now. I like that.
I've done this job my entire adult life. And occasionally you run across something that you go, come on, man, that really didn't happen. But it did. I mean, he even admitted it. And here's what happened. He said, well, I had just some sexual frustration. It was really stupid. It was a dumb thing to do.
You think?
Donald Calloway, who's 53 from Lake Wells, admitted that.
Oh, man.
because he was trying to do the wow thing with a horse, a mare. The mare was 28 years old.
Poor baby.
She said, "Nay."
I don't like it.
We tried to interview the horse. She said, "In my 28 years of being a horse, no one's ever done anything like that to me before, and I hope it never happens again." That's right. He tried to engage in inappropriate conduct with a horse, which is clearly against the law.
Yeah.
Does Donald not know that a horse will bite you?
God almighty, that's so incredible, man.
The only thing I can figure, he's got a hitch in his giddy up.
Oh, come on.
Right now,
this guy's feeling himself a
he's
little
out
too
in
much now.
pasture in the county jail.
Get him, Grady. I love Grady Judd, dude. You're sheriff forever in my world. All right, 407-916-1041. Take a little break. Our buddy Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game up next. We'll talk some sports right after this. Hang loose.
See you through. You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show. You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Looking at slow traffic in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon between 536 and the Central Florida Parkway exit. Delays continue southbound on Orange Blossom Trail due to a crash that blocks the right lane just before Lee Road and John Young Parkway. No major problems to report at this time for those who need to travel north or southbound on the Turnpike. If you happen to see any traffic problems today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber. HOA and condo board members, fiber internet has never been easier. Blue Stream Fiber simplifies the switch, helping your community save up to 50% while keeping residents happy. Their step-by-step process makes upgrading hassle-free. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
Guys, not a big secret that the real estate market here in Central Florida is changing, and actually some part of it's booming right now. And everybody knows that your home is usually your most valuable asset. When you go to make a move on that home, you need a company that can take good care of you, especially a real estate company that can take great care of you. That is the Nickley Group. These guys are an elite group of realtors here in Central Florida. And the reason why they're so elite, what they're so good at, is they have 4,000 five-star reviews on Google. They're real, by the way. And on average, they sell their homes for about 6% more than their competitors. That's why they have so many great reviews. And even better, they sell those homes twice as fast as well. And listen, when you come to their website, you find out about their VIP program. And this is where your home, your property, stays in front of qualified buyers for weeks. And that's not just here in this area, that's nationwide. Their website's awesome as well. You get a guaranteed cash offer on your property right there. No showings, open houses. You close that deal in 14 days. Get your home valued instantly using current market data. That's accurate numbers. And download their free buyer's guide, packed up with useful information about the home buying and selling process. It's the NickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Picture this. You're cozy by the fire sipping cocoa, or out on the town grabbing a well-deserved nightcap with a peace of mind knowing your pet is safe at home with Invisible Fence brand. Your customized pet fence gives you confidence that wherever winter takes you, your pet has both freedom and security. With Invisible Fence brand, service and safety never stops. Visit InvisibleFence.com to learn more.
Hey, daydreamer. Did we catch you thinking about your dreams? With Wells Fargo Premier, a team can help you plan for them. So let's imagine your biggest dream. Not the easy one, the one behind it. The one you work towards every day and every night. Can you see it? Then we can help you plan for it. Ready to start planning for your dreams? You can at wellsfargo.com/getpremier.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're treating the untreatable.
Using a patient's unique genetic makeup, our researchers are developing personalized cancer vaccines that help stimulate the immune system to better fight the disease and prevent it from recurring. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Prescription products require completion of an online consultation with an independent healthcare provider and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Additional restrictions apply. See website for more details and safety information.
Is Cialis Daily really better than Viagra?
If you like spontaneity, the answer is yes. So when the mood strikes, you're ready to go.
I felt like a young man again. My wife is definitely much happier.
When you take it, you're ready to go. Does Cialis Daily last longer than Viagra?
Guys are raving that their results last even longer.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
It's literally life-changing.
Are 30-day sample packs available?
You can now access a 30-day sample pack at TryRexMD.com with generics at just $1 per tablet, if appropriate. Online approval at TryRexMD.com is simple, with medication delivered direct to your door. There's no copay, no doctor office visit, and your shipping is always free. Visit TryRexMD.com to get your sample pack. That's TryRexMD.com.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-week challenge. The Metamucil 2-week challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. Join me and former NFL quarterback Matt Castle for our new podcast, Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle. Between us, we have over 17,500 passing yards, multiple New York Times bestsellers, and 1 Mirrorball trophy from Dancing with the Stars. So where else are you going to find a show with that much athleticism and football insight? Listen to Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Open your free iHeart app and search Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle and start listening.
MSC Cruises. Discover big on a mini getaway. To book, visit msccruises.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, JCS crew. Yeah, just an update on the Brady thing. He's actually already banned because he's part owner. They did it. They talked about it a little bit in one of the games. I can't remember which. He's already banned where he can't meet with the players beforehand and during the week. And he's not allowed to insult any referees or umpires during the game either.
Wow.
And so I think it's going to be a mutual separation between Fox and him because obviously he can't do his job.
Interesting. All right, 407-916-1041. That's a talk back. You could leave it as well. They're free and it's easy. Get the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. You'll see a little microphone there. Use that to send your comment on down the line. We'll get you on there. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Hello.
Every Monday around this time, we invite our good friend from 96.9 The Game. He does sports every day from 3 until 6. You guys give it up good and loud for the broiler, Mr. Brandon Kravitz.
Hey!
What's up, BK? How you doing, bud?
Home of the Whopper.
I'm broiling today.
Whopper Jr.
You had an extra short, snug T-shirt on today. You look very beefy today, dude.
Yeah.
What are you doing later?
You're swole. You're swole.
Yeah, you are swole up, dude.
There was, I was driving in. I saw this horse on my way in. I was thinking,
don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. It's traumatized. Don't make it worse. I told you that was your lead-in.
For my audience, apparently the lead into this segment was a little racy, and it involved a horse.
Yeah.
So I have to follow that on Real Radio today.
Sure thing.
Yep, you do.
I guess, I don't know. Maybe the dryer. It's weird what dryers do to shirts.
It looks
these
good.
days.
Don't do anything to it. It's fine. You look great. That's a good color for you, too. The darker, the better.
Thank you.
Very
He's
nice.
not looking you in the eye, Jimmy. Stop.
All right, that's good. No worries.
This is I am not phased by Jim's metrosexuality here.
That's fine.
We actually just got some Jim Colbert Show shirts in. I can give you a small if you'd like.
Medium, like an extra medium. Want an extra medium?
I'm just trying to hang on while I can. This dad bod's catching up quick.
Hey, man, the chicks love the dad bod now.
It happens.
Oh, yeah. The trad dad.
Is that in?
Trad dad bod is in, dude.
Nice.
They love them. They don't like those ripped dudes anymore.
Yeah.
They want a little bit of a pooch, and they want some.
Oh, my God. This could not have, this really could not have trended better for me.
They want some life apathy in there.
The only people I hear that from are the dad bod lobbyists.
Yeah, exactly.
Dad bod lobbyists. They spend more than the rip guy. The rip guys, all their money's tied up in the gym.
That's right. It sure is. Yeah.
Big dad bod.
We have discretionary income.
All right, we got a lot to get to today. Let's get to it.
Let's do it. You want to start in the NFL, college, or should I?
Let's start with the college playoffs.
Okay.
College playoffs.
Well, you had Notre Dame knock off Penn State. Some bad coaching decisions at the end of that game led to the demise of the Nittany Lions and Notre Dame. Fun story with them this year. Marcus Freeman, such a likable coach. Riley Leonard, who transferred over from Duke, and he's a star at quarterback at the college level. You know, he runs around a little bit. And they just kind of have this sort of magic about them, and they're going to need every bit of it because Ohio State is basically an NFL team. And they beat Texas by 2 touchdowns. The game was a lot closer than that. More bad coaching. It's amazing in college football, a good coach to an average coach or a great coach to a good coach, the gaps are wider at the college level. And Steve Sarkisian, the head coach of the Texas Longhorns, allowing a play call like he had. So that the game is tied, or I'm sorry, it's 21-14. Ohio State's up by a touchdown. Texas drives the length of the field. They're down to the 1-yard line. And they try to run it in. They get stopped. So it's 2nd and goal. And rather than just try it again, they pitch the ball backwards. They lose 7 yards. Now it's 3rd and 8. 3rd and goal from the 8. And they throw an incomplete pass, and then next play, Quinn Ewers, the quarterback at Texas, strip sacked. Ohio State takes it to the house, 28-14, game over.
Yeah, that's it.
But you were right there, 21-14. You're on the 1-yard line.
Yep.
All you have to do is fall forward.
That's it.
And you've tied the game. You could go for 2, try to win it right there.
Yep.
That's just horrendous coaching. And I think Ohio State got gifted one there. Really fun national championship, though. Notre Dame loaded on defense. Ohio State loaded on defense. If you like a hard-nosed defensive battle, this national championship next Monday is going to be for you.
But Ohio State's got to be at least 6 favorite, right? At least that.
More than that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
9.5.
Yeah, it's got to be at least that.
Their talent on offense is ridiculous.
They look like a team. They look like a small market NFL team masquerading as a college football team. Everybody's big, everybody's fast, everybody's capable, coaching staff next level. Man, this is a good football team.
Between offense and defense, off the top of my head, they probably have 10 first-round picks on their roster.
Yep.
It's a tough team to pick against. I'm going to go against the grain, though. I think we're going to see a little magic next Monday, and the Fighting Irish will find a way. I believe in Marcus Freeman and his ability to get the most out of these guys. If their offensive line can hold up and they've got to create a turnover or 2, I think they can win the game.
Do you think the new situation or the new system to determine this football game has been successful? The 12-team thing?
I do not.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm hearing the most. Yeah, that's the thing I hear the most is that everybody thought this was going to give you better football, a little bit more expansive season, but really everybody I know that said it up front said is it back to 8 games? That would be the thing?
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
Sorry, they're not
you
going
can't
to.
put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Well, not
this is why I
TV money.
hated it. This is why I hated it from the beginning.
Yeah,
they went from it was forever. You just had a newspaper writer that said this is the national champion. See?
Yeah.
Then they went to 2.
Yeah.
And it was like 2's not enough. Okay, let's go to 4. And then they realized that 4 wasn't enough, and they were probably right. So they jumped to 12?
Yeah, that's so 8.
How about a test case
They
first?
never even went there. Yeah.
Let's see if this works at 6.
Yeah.
Let's see if it works at 8.
Yeah.
And they might have gone, oh, my God, this is perfect. Why expand? Or at least it wouldn't be so jarring. I think part of the problem is not only was the first round awful because you had all these blowouts, but the college football season has now stretched too far.
Right, yeah.
Nobody has college football on the brain anymore. We're forcing it into the psyche of the sports fan. We have moved on.
And it really it perpetuates those fantasy teams like Indiana that look great on paper. You're like, look at that record, and they get absolutely smacked when they have to play anybody of real consequence, and that's what they're really trying to avoid, right?
Yeah.
Or at least some of that, yeah. You don't want that.
Well, but those are the teams that get in. You expand to 12, then you're going to get the Indianas. The problem is that these teams, they had their chance. They petered out at the end of the year, and then because they've stacked enough wins, they still get in, and they're not serious competitors for a national championship.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a Cinderella, maybe a second one.
Right.
But when you got 4 or 5 of them, it's too much.
Yeah. Then you have to rely on a none.
College football is not college basketball. That's why I keep trying to hammer this into the head of my audience. It's like, yes, more teams. This is great.
Yeah.
College basketball works because, first of all, that's the culture of the sport. This is not the culture of college football. College football is I'm over here and I'm elite and you are little and I will push you around.
Right.
Because when those matchups happen, that's exactly how it transpires. In college basketball, you get these guys out of the way in 2 days.
Yeah.
Boom. You go from 68 down to 32 at the snap of
Just
a finger.
quick,
all the games are on at once.
Right.
These are all from the 12-team playoff start. These are standalone games. Methodically making your way through bad football to get to the point where the last 4 games or so have been pretty competitive. But if we just started here, it would have been ideal, and it'll never go back.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I mean, look, it's football. It's on our screen. Yeah. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining too much.
And that's
it just wasn't the best idea.
And that's all most people care about anyway. And, of course, we know the teams in the universities want the TV money. That's what really matters there. That's why they expanded it to begin with. Do you think they really cared about equality?
No,
of course they didn't.
Not.
It's about TV contracts.
This is the equivalent of a burger restaurant going, you know what we'll do? We'll add another patty.
Yeah. Or
Did you need the patty? No.
This is a sitcom adding a baby. Because when it all starts going down, they add a baby. They find a baby, they adopt a baby, whatever happens, a kid comes into the show to get him one more season, and then they move forward. Then that kid goes on to be a drug addict, wind up dead in his house at 22.
I'm going through the litany of sitcoms in my head, and I'm like, wow, this is really spot on.
It's 100% true.
That's crazy.
Brady Bunch added Oliver.
That's right. Yes,
Yeah.
even Married with Children did it. Let's move on to the NFL. Pretty exciting weekend, I thought. I just love NFL football as much as I love anything. I really do.
Yeah, that's great.
And as I watched through, I have to tell you, there's one team that kind of rose to the top, and you look at it, and of course, I didn't see Kansas City play. Nobody did this weekend. See how healthy Mahomes is, or the football team itself is. As you know, Travis Kelce ages and he becomes less of a weapon. You wonder what they really are, what their identity is. You know, Mahomes really hasn't had that great of a season. And when you watch Detroit play football, you think to yourself, like, man, oh man, if that guy, if they click at quarterback even a little bit, that football team looks really, really difficult to beat on both sides of the football. It really does, Brandon. I'm telling you, man, these guys, and what a great story for the NFL to have a market like Detroit have a year like this with a quarterback who's kind of one of those guys. It's not a no name, but he's not one of these, he's not one of these guys that you're going to see on Tide commercials. I mean, what do you think about that? Is Detroit one of the best stories in the NFL in the last few years?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They went from the darling, they started kind of percolating as a darling a couple of years ago. They won a walk-off game against Deb's Packers. They knocked the Packers out of the playoffs, and it didn't do anything for the Lions but instill confidence. They rolled that into last year. They built on that. They built this whole grit culture, and then they made it to the NFC Championship game. They had a double-digit lead on the 49ers before they fell apart. They should have been in the Super Bowl a year ago.
Yeah.
And I think and then they built on that. They used that. They were the best team in the NFL in the regular season. Record-wise, it was the Kansas City Chiefs, but impressiveness, every week, it was the Detroit Lions. Quarterback, running back.
Defense, secondary, special teams.
Offensive line, coaching. Their 2 coordinators they're interviewing left and right over the last week. Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator. Great coaching, great culture.
Culture, that's the thing.
And the talent is, that
coach is like having an extra player on the team.
Yeah. Seriously.
He's like having a third team. He's literally like having an extra guy out there.
Because how do you not play hard for somebody like that? Yeah. And I think that is such an underrated quality when it comes to head coaching in the NFL. All these guys know football.
Yeah.
Can you get somebody when they are dog tired and late in the third quarter to just play a little bit better.
Hey, can I tell you something, dude? I will tell you, and this culture is starting to filter out into the rest of the NFL, and you saw it yesterday during the Bucs Commanders game, that going for it on fourth mentality, you know what that says to your team? This coach believes in us to the point where we're going to risk turning the ball over here on downs to get this first down, to make this move. Yesterday, Washington goes for it on 4th and 5 with questionable. I mean, it wasn't even great. It wasn't like they were on the 10. I mean, they were like the 35 or something, and they still went for it. I mean, that's, for me, I believe culturally, when you tell your football team, I believe in you so much, we're going to roll the possession dice here for you. For some reason, I think that has something to do with it. I don't know if I'm correct.
Absolutely.
But it just feels like it does. If I had a coach that looked at me and said, no, we're going, that means that coach looks at me and says, this guy believes that I can pull this off for him. And, man, that's got to reverberate all the way through the locker room, all the way back to your house, all the way into the practice the next day, all of that.
As long as you don't go overboard with it. And at times in the year, Dan Campbell and that staff did go overboard with it, where they're trying onside kicks at inopportune times and stuff like that. But, yeah, and they have the personnel for it.
Yeah.
If they're 4th and 1 anywhere, when you have Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery that you can hand the ball off to and the biggest, best offensive line in football, why the hell not?
Yeah. We knew that the Ravens were going to boat race the Steelers. I mean, I thought the Packers game would be a little bit tighter than that. I mean, do you have any?
Jordan Love was awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful. And the Packers' defense was really good all year, and they dealt with some pretty big injuries, and they overcame that throughout the season. They looked really good. Jalen Hurts looked shaky, and it didn't matter because every time the Packers got any momentum, Jordan Love threw an interception. I thought he was terrible in that game.
That was not a good game.
And that
for
was
him.
the difference.
And that was the difference because Philly didn't play that well. I think Green Bay's defense really did a good job confusing them on play calling.
For sure.
I really did. They did. I mean, they look confused the entire time.
And I would give more credit to, and I'm not just saying this because Deb is in the room and I'm afraid she's going to smack me.
She will.
Should.
I thought Green Bay's defense was the reason Philadelphia didn't play well. I don't dock Philly any points for the way that they looked. I think good defenses have a way of doing that. Jalen Hurts is not known as an elite passer. He made runs when he had to, and the difference between Philly this year and in years past is the same thing I would say about the Baltimore Ravens. It's that running back they added in free agency. Saquon Barkley is a complete difference maker.
He's him.
He is.
He's him.
Well, he's him 1A, and then Derrick Henry is him 1B. Those guys are incredible, and I think that's the Super Bowl. I think the way those two teams are playing playing defensively, the way that their quarterbacks can buy extra yards for them, and the running backs they can lean on, and they're both well coached enough. I think we're going to see Ravens-Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
More than the Lions?
I love the Lions. The problem with Detroit is injuries. Injuries have ravaged their defense.
Yeah.
If they get to the Super Bowl, Aiden Hutchinson, who's their best edge rusher, could come back, but without him, and they've got like 5 or 6 other guys that are on IR, it's just too much to overcome.
Right, yeah.
They're really good, and I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see the Lions in the Super Bowl, but Ravens-Eagles, I think, are the two best.
And we haven't mentioned the Commanders. I know they won yesterday in Tampa. They had a couple fortuitous calls help them out, but of course the fumble there on the by Baker Mayfield in the red zone.
That was a rookie mistake.
Why are you even running that play? Why are you even running a play that complicated when you have a guy that can run through the line and has proven it all day long? I put that on the coaching staff. I mean, obviously that's a complicated play, and it's hard to pull off even on the 40, much less the 3. But they played great football. That kid Jaden Daniels is as real as it gets. That guy is
rookie.
Man, that guy's no joke. And I will tell you that Washington offensive line. I know that we haven't said their names, but I don't know that you should discount that team so quickly. I really don't. I don't think you should discount them so quickly. That kid is ridiculously good. Look at the poise that kid had yesterday in some of those plays. And that line basically gave him a week to throw every pass. I mean, that offensive line is no joke. You give a kid with that kind of talent that much time, and I don't know about Tampa's pass rush. I know it's not the greatest out there, but Jesus H, man. There were 2 or 3 or 4 plays I saw. The dude had a full 5 to 7 seconds to let that thing roll.
Well, that's game right there because Tampa's defense is another one of those, like the Lions. They've been banged up all year, and their defense has been really bad. They're second worst in the NFL in terms of pass yards allowed per game.
Yep.
So what Todd Bowles has been doing is just sending extra bodies at the quarterback to make up for the fact that he can't generate a pass rush without doing that and to just confuse the opposition. if you're buying time when Todd Bowles is throwing extra pressure at you, then forget it. That secondary is going to get eaten up because now they're short on bodies. So it just became a math problem for them. Jaden Daniels, for him to overcome that level of pressure from a literal sense, and then also from a figurative sense, the pressure of being a rookie quarterback making your first playoff start, and he was unflappable. And did you see him after the game?
No.
Did not care that he won. Didn't care. He was like, on to the next.
Yeah.
So cool.
I
do not count them out. I actually think they'll keep it close against Detroit. I think the Lions win, but if I was to bet it right now, I would take the Commanders plus the
And
points.
I got to tell you, I think you could play Detroit versus Tampa versus Washington and mix those teams up over the next 6 weeks, and you would have a very interesting record. I don't know that one of them would dominate from week to week. They kind of look like the same football team. They all have okay quarterbacks. We got a rookie in Washington. He's probably the better of the three, but man, just a really good equity of talent in that. It was fun to watch. We only have like a minute left. Give me some Magic news. I know Paolo came back.
Dude, this was one of the coolest moments since I've been working with the team. On Friday night, it was announced that Paolo was officially going to make his way back. I made sure that my butt was in my chair ready to go for the player introductions. They introduced the 4 other starters. They had music going. It's a great vibe. All of a sudden, the music stops. The Undertaker's music
no way,
hits.
really? That's great. That's great.
And then Paul Porter, the legend that he is, says, he's back. And then announced Paolo Banchero. Still getting chills even just bringing it up right now. It was one of the coolest moments. The place went nuts.
He goes for like 37 that night or something?
It was a Friday night. He was on a minutes restriction and dropped 34 points, was insanely effective, and then comes back out on Sunday, again on a minutes limit. He only played 26 minutes. Scored 20 points and 8 points in the last 2 to 3 minutes of the game. Hit the game winner, or at least the shot that put the Magic up yesterday, and they got a win.
Dude, balls.
His first win since he's come back. He is a full-blown superstar.
Dude, balls. It's so fun to watch.
It's amazing. It's so cool. Magic fans deserve every bit of this. It's a great fan base, and it has been years since they've had somebody. You have a legitimate superstar. I think in a year we're going to be talking about him as a top 10 player in the league.
And for me, this is the one thing I pray and hope, is that this guy doesn't get courted by a big market team, and that he really does fall in love with the city and fall in love with his fan base and realize, it's Orlando. We get it. It's not Boston, New York, Philly, L.A., Atlanta. It's not any of those major metropolitan areas, but we do have a lot to offer as a city, and he sticks around and really does fall in love with the community and this culture that we have here in Orlando. That's the only thing you can hope, that he doesn't get whisked away by one of those teams, and that the team will actually pay this cat and keep him around, because if they really have built something that could be like ridiculous, now they're getting national attention. They're being spoken about like they're a serious basketball team. It's not like Orlando snuck there and won one. Now it's Orlando came in and did their business, and then everybody kind of saw.
Well, it seems like he's about the right things. Dwight was really immature, and Shaq was really about Shaq. And building the Shaq
He wanted
brand.
to be in L.A. from the beginning.
Yeah, he wanted movies. He wanted albums.
Yeah.
Paolo wants to win basketball games.
Right on. I
And
love
maybe
it.
that changes. He's still young, but as of right now, all this dude cares about is playing basketball.
Love it. Good seeing you, buddy.
Yes, pleasure to be here. Thank you, ladies, gentlemen.
Very
Enjoy the rest of your week.
Very good. All right. There he is, Brandon Kravitz. Yay! 96.9 The Game, 3 to 6 every single day over there doing some sports. All right, 407-916-1041. We're late. Back in a second here with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Stay put.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Fellas, texters are blowing us up right now. We're getting more texts than we ever have. They're affirming Russ's statement that fried bologna absolutely looks like boobs. Yes!
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. For today, look for generally overcast skies, although we'll see some breaks of sun. High temperature near 70 in Orlando. Closer to 50, though, if you're heading up to Gainesville. That's because we'll have some showers there developing. Rain, which here will hold off until after dark. But between, say, 8 p.m. and 11 p.m., we'll catch a couple of downpours around Orlando, associated with a slightly cooler day tomorrow, with highs only reaching the low 60s. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Tap into your well-being with Audible audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Expand your life with expert insight and motivation for better health, habits, relationships, finance, and more. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. If you ask anybody who's experienced LASIK surgery, they will certainly tell you it's the best move they ever made. And more often than not, they're going to add, hey, look, should have probably done this way sooner. And if you struggle with eyesight issues, you wear glasses or contacts, get it out of there. Here's why. The Filatowski Eye Institute is now offering free LASIK consultations. That's right, and it's easy to book your appointment. Simply text 1041 to the number 868686. That way you can begin your journey to better vision, and doing that with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have all the experience you want. They're literally one of the OGs in town when it comes to LASIK procedures, 65,000 plus of those, and they have the best state-of-the-art technology out there getting you the best results every single time. And even if finances is a concern, don't need to stress. They have 24-month interest-free financing waiting on you right now. All you have to do is simply text the number 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Future Health. Do you know how GLP-1s like Ozempic and semaglutides can help you lose weight? Find out if they're right for you at tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Fence Outlet has the largest selection of fencing options in the state with over 400,000 square feet of showroom and warehouse space. Get 0% financing for 12 months for your gorgeous new fence. Book your appointment online today. Go to fenceoutlet.com. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
A new year comes with new hope, new optimism. It's time to start fresh and look ahead. At International Diamond Center, we're excited to be a part of your special moments in the new year. We've expanded our selection for 2025. Our diamond inventory has never been better. All sizes, all shapes, real, natural, precious diamonds at the best direct importer prices. And it doesn't stop there. We're showcasing all the new styles and trends in engagement rings and fashion jewelry, inspired and created by the world's premier designers. No one has more fashion-forward jewelry than IDC. Plus, our Swiss watch collection is mind-blowing with a fabulous selection of pristine pre-owned Rolex watches. So as you look ahead and plan for a new year, remember International Diamond Center, locally owned, internationally connected, with a staff of non-commissioned experts who will guide you every step of the way so you can buy with total confidence. Welcome to 2025. Let IDC help you celebrate what matters most in the new year. Your love. Altamont, Waterford, and Millennia.
Are you drowning in credit card debt and tired of your financial situation? You are not alone. These times of massive inflation have people just like you strapped. The Debt Management Group can help. In the first free call, they will explain all the relief programs you may qualify for to get you out of debt fast without having to file for bankruptcy. Here are what a few Debt Management Group clients are saying about their service.
They saved me thousands of dollars, especially in interest. I would have never paid off this debt without their help.
I felt like it was a burden lifted off my shoulders. It felt amazing, and I felt like I could actually see a future for me and my kids.
The sooner you call the Debt Management Group, the faster you can get the relief you deserve. Call now to get a free debt assessment. It's free information on all the debt relief programs you qualify for, plus guaranteed confidentiality. Call 800-375-1169. That's 800-375-1169. Call now to find out about the best debt forgiveness, consolidation, modification, and settlement programs available. 800-375-1169. That's 800-375-1169.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
If you're drowning in unresolved tax debt, know this. The IRS can place a lien on your home, garnish your paycheck, and levy your bank account. That's catastrophe for you.
We interrupt this message to bring you some good news about your tax debt. We're TaxRise, experienced tax professionals who can help you seek relief programs and work directly with the IRS on your behalf. Find out if you qualify with a free consultation. 888-775-9088. Eric from South Carolina owed over $74,000. We helped reduce it to $798. Troy, a disabled veteran, owed over $142,000 and settled at $500. We've helped thousands of clients with their tax problems, and we're ready to help you. So take the drama out of your tax debt and rise above your situation with TaxRise. For your free consultation, call 888-775-9088. 888-775-9088.
Results vary, not guaranteed. Client names changed. TaxRise is not IRS affiliated or a law firm.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
You are. Where's my martini?
His nickname is the Equine Eviscerator, but in some circles they also refer to him as Dr. Pony Popper.
Oh!
Hey, buddy, get down from there. No. She does not like that. No. I said no, bud. No. I know she's of age, but it doesn't matter. Just like with humans, it goes with horses. Nay means nay, buddy.
Yeah.
What? No, I don't care if you're my favorite teabag from Rockledge. How did you get all the way out here to Polk County in the first place? Jesus, that horse is going to be snorting mad.
No.
Nay means nay, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a show title.
I bet Teabag is pretty pissed right now. Listen to
I bet he is. That's going to be the next. That's going to be the next talk back.
If he could get out of his recliner right now. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Those are all texts or talkbacks. You can
There
leave
you go.
That too.
77031. If you want to text us, you can leave a talkback if you'd like. Be funny. We love that when you do it. You be creative. It's all cool. Just get that iHeartRadio app and go to Real Radio. You'll see that little microphone there. Use that to send your comment on down the line. I'm Jim, Deb, and Jack are here as well. Hey, if you're going to ask yourself, guys, what the number one Christmas gift that was represented online, what would it be? Like in social media, if you're rolling through your social media, your Facebook, Insta, your Snap, whatever the case may be, your X, what do you think was the number one gift for people who do that?
See, I think that's tough because I think it's based on everyone's personal algorithm, right?
It may be so. There's no question, but I just saw a lot of these online.
So I'll tell you what I saw a lot of, and it was the birdhouse webcam.
Yes.
That's it. That's the answer. It's the smart bird feeder.
And we have one, and it's fantastic.
Bro, let me tell you something. You know, I told you guys a couple weeks ago that I love trail cams. That was like my new thing. That was my new peace thing. Well, my new peace thing is watching birds in front of these damn bird cameras. And I don't know birds have the funniest mannerisms because they're jerky AF. They're all like meth addicts.
Yeah.
And then it's just the different kinds. But those bird feeders with cameras have absolutely taken social media over. And if you watch one for even 3 seconds, get ready. You're about to get bird fed right to the face. They're going to show you bird feeder after bird feeder, and I'm for it.
I just noticed today our feeder was empty. And there's a squirrel issue. You got to deal with squirrels too, right? And so we have video of a lot of the ass end of a squirrel. Take it out. And we're just like, we're getting frustrated. And it's like, okay, let's move it to a different location. And my wife just sends me a video of this red cardinal that came in, was eaten, and it's perfect, just like you see it in the commercials on social media for it. Yeah. And it's like, bravo. So we have this one red cardinal that keeps coming back.
Oh, really? Well, I saw a yellow cardinal on one the other day, a really rare yellow cardinal. It wasn't just like a little bit yellow, so they could call it yellow. This MFR was yield sign yellow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I mean, yield sign yellow. Beautiful bird with a super bright yellow beak. Like, absolutely beautiful.
I'm still waiting to see my cedar waxwings.
This thing has caused an explosion in birding, by the way. it has really ramped that up. A lot of people kind of getting into it, buying books about it, booking trips for it.
Good, because our bird populations are suffering.
Yeah, they are. How many do you think this CEO of Bird Buddy, which is one of these companies that sells these things, how many do you think he's sold since 2022? And I guess this may be a post-pandemic thing, too, as people were looking for stuff to do during the pandemic.
Yeah, birding was a big one.
Yeah, birding actually turned out to be a gigantic one, right? So this actually fed into this. What do you think?
What do we?
How many did they sell?
Units sell. I'm going to go 3 million.
5 million.
Not that many. 350,000.
Okay.
But you think that's still quite a few. And basically, it's just a bird feeder with a cam.
Right.
I guess probably the same technology as your Ring camera.
They're not real cheap, depending on the model that you look at.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, but a number of makers. This one, Birdfly, has one. This one is called Bird Buddy. That was another brand of one. They have different sizes. Some of them have anti-squirrel technology, which is just their kid with a 22 in his bedroom window. But yeah, man, it has really caused a fervor in the birding world where people are kind of, because, the thing is people always like seeing rare things regardless of what it is. I was just telling you about that ice core they just drilled up in the Antarctic that was like 2 miles long because they're trying to study gas bubbles trapped in that ice to find out what the climate was like, 1.5 million years ago. And this is kind of the same thing. These kind of things that kind of fell into that nerd column have really kind of crawled out of that because it's interesting.
One of my favorite apps is the Merlin app. And it tells you just hit record and it detects birds in your area and tells you what bird is making that call.
Really?
Yeah.
Some of these are very funny because the birds will land and they'll start looking in the lens. And, of course, they don't know what they're doing. They're probably just looking at their own reflection, if I had to guess. But it leads to some pretty funny, like the still pictures from these things are pretty crazy. Like it looks like AI. They're so nuts. But the birds are like just very inquisitive animals. And it's just kind of fun to watch them. Giant piece today in the AP, if you want to check it out, apnews.com, about birding in the Audubon societies throughout the U.S. and how this has really created a new fervor and a brand new audience for people who like doing this kind of thing.
That's awesome.
I think it's cool, too. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us, 77031. We ran Brandon a little late, so we're short on time here. When we come back, I want to talk about this gift that Seminole County got over Winter Springs to start this first responders school class. Because I tell you, man, I don't think it should stop there. I think they should go out and find funding to provide this. Because what I want to ask is this. So I'm 57. So when I was in school in the 80s, in the early 80s, my high school had a welding and a masonry and a FFA. Of course, we just talked about that the other day. Auto mechanics. You could learn how to change a tire on one of those tire machines. You could learn how to fix a small gas engine, like if you wanted to go to work for a lawnmower repair place. They had all of these kind of metalworking and woodworking.
Votech, I believe they call it.
Yeah, it was like
vocational tech.
But it was in the high school. You didn't have to go to a separate school for that.
Ours did, because and it might be the size, and they called it satellite because it was satellite school, and all the kids in our school district who were in Votech would get on the bus half the day, and then they'd go to satellite.
Right.
And whether it was masonry, auto mechanics, carpentry, but it was trade school, basically.
Yeah, and we had that on campus. That was actually part of our high school. And actually, when I was in, I think from the 10th grade up, it was an elective that you could take. Actually, I took the small gas engine repair, which is why I could take one apart and put them together right now, even to this day. It's a relatively simple machine. It's not a bragging point by any means, but you just kind of learn how to do that. I know how to run a tire machine that I learned like 40 years ago because it just kind of sticks with you. And what I want to ask is, are those programs still out there? I never hear kids talking about that. And I never hear parents talking about it either. We'll do that next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
The Monsters kick off 2025 with their first big party of the new year, Saturday, January 18th at Tuffy's in Sanford. Presented by Mills Air. Get the details now at realradio.fm/events.
Looking at your heavy delays on I-4 now east and westbound through downtown and by the major attractions exits. Delays also reported up in Seminole County now between the Greenway exit and the St. Johns River Bridge. Still looking at accident activity causing southbound delays on Orange Blossom Trail just before Lee Road and John Young Parkway. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Yeah, man, when you start rolling through your social media for Thanksgiving and for Christmas and New Year's, what do you see there, man? You see a bunch of family members enjoying themselves, opening gifts, just enjoying a meal together, all those smiling faces. Don't you want that to last as long as you can possibly imagine? I know I do, man. And Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan, that can happen because here's what happens, guys. Everybody's so used to doing reactive things when it comes to your health, not proactive. In other words, you wait for that symptom to happen, then you go see the doctor. Well, with Life Imaging FLA, they want you to be proactive. Find out first, and that's what their free heart scan can do. And remember, this only takes a few minutes, and it only takes a few minutes. You don't have to take your clothes off, no injections or anything. So don't wait. Do what we did. Get over to Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And while you're there, please ask about their cancer screening as well. It's easy. Just simply pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say that keyword free heart scan. That's it. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. It is time to make that call and finally take control of your long-term health care. You have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from Heart Media.
Monster BTK, the latest installment of the critically acclaimed Monster franchise, exposes the chilling story of one of America's most infamous cases that shook Wichita, Kansas to its core.
When people said BTK, you think of a wild-eyed Manson-like character. What we didn't understand is he was the guy next door.
Listen to Monster BTK on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Monster BTK to start listening.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Ooh, should we get an app?
Appetizer? Nah, not for me. Trying to save some money, you know?
You know what you need? The Upside app. Gives you cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. You could earn up to $10 on every restaurant meal.
Upside? What's the catch?
No catch. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back at places like Popeyes, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Okay, now that's the app I'm getting.
Download the Upside app and get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant purchase. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Stream now on your free iHeartRadio app.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. G-R-A-N-D. GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Dig. Bootsy.
So if he was doing that to the horse's nose, that means his boys were hanging by the horse's mouth. Do you ever see horse teeth? Horse teeth will crunch some nuggets, okay? Ugh.
Yeah, I think Dracula would call that horse lover a nostril dumbass.
Oh my God Almighty, dude!
That is awesome.
Oh my God Almighty!
Hey, how you doing? You know, I don't listen to your show, but you know, a little bit of peanut butter and some birdseed, it sounds like a good time to me. What do you think, huh?
You sound like a good time.
Nostril dumbass is pretty darn good. That may be the day. That may be the show name of the day.
Oh, time out. You got to compete with this guy.
Mike Buzzer Larson here. It's cold. It's so cold. You know how cold it is, Jimmy?
I don't know, Mike. How cold is it, buddy?
My plumber pulled up his pants. Quit talking me, the buzzer!
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. Text us easily at 77031. Those are talkbacks. That's easy as well, and it's free. Just grab that iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio, use that little microphone you see there to send your comment on that line. If you can be funny, do it. Prove it. Show me what you got, kid. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
5 o'clock keyword is...
Grand.
Grand. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000, guys. Grand.
And pick up your phone if you get the call.
Your 5 o'clock keyword. Yeah. Jack is back with the aggro addressing.
Yeah, he is.
Of you not picking up your phone. It's super important though, and I'll tell you, to Jack's credit, when he started doing that, our winners went through the roof because people kind of did not understand that if your phone rings while you're playing this game and you don't pick it up, they just move on to the next player.
That's right.
They don't leave you a nice message going, hey, we got 1,000 for you.
But you only have to wait an hour.
That's it.
So if you take that keyword for 5 o'clock grand, you only have to wait till 6 to find out if you're a winner or not.
Absolutely. All right, going back to Seminole County, the story that Deb had in the news earlier, I wanted to talk about it as well. Seminole County Public Schools been awarded a $2.7 million grant for a program designed to prepare students interested in fire and emergencies services career. And I think this is brilliant. We have obviously gone over and over and over how much I believe that the vocational programs in America have been ignored by leaders and by people who have been telling people the only way you can have a job or be a useful human being here in the U.S. is to have a college degree and the debt that goes along with it. That is a travesty that you would tell young people that working a job, slinging a hammer, building houses, laying concrete, doing whatever, those aren't majestic careers, no different than someone who is an accountant. It's the same value, maybe more, who knows? And I think that's really has been a travesty. And America has been doing this for 30 or 40 years now. Been telling you since the 80s that if you didn't have a college degree, you were worthless as a person in the workforce. And of course, now we're seeing AI consume those jobs left and right. And guess who's still good? Plumbers, electricians, framers, drywallers.
You sure you're not taking your little baggage of your own into this argument?
What do you mean?
Who's selling? I don't recall anyone saying if you didn't go to college, you're worthless.
Well, no, I mean, I'm obviously being facetious there, but I will tell you that the messaging from American for a long time was if you didn't have a college degree, you were on the wrong path for your career. And I don't know if that's worthless or not, but I know for a fact that happened. And matter of fact, it is because now the blowback is happening in national media all around. And everybody's saying that. These vocational jobs have tons of value, and you can make a great living. But you were just kind of led to believe that if you didn't have a business degree, that you weren't going to make it in life. And every time you say that, you talk to an electrician making $150K a year who's been on the job for 5 or 6, 7 years and just got on-the-job training, never went to school, didn't cost them anything. So I think these are great programs. Like I was telling you before, my sister's wife runs one of these programs up in Bartow, and I will tell you, man, for her, it was a godsend for them because she believed in the program so much and still does believe in the program and saw the fruits of it right there, like turning out qualified people to be in these positions that we need direly. AI can't save you. AI can't give you CPR. in a restaurant. AI can't do those things. It cannot administer first aid. These people have to be trained and ready to go.
What's interesting is that, we're used to a lot of the vocational training that you've talked about before, right?
Yes.
But someone texted us at 77031 and said that their high school had a health services nursing program with the local hospital. So a lot of the students who are going into that field or thinking about it would take their regular classes at the high school, and then the rest of the afternoon would be at the hospital.
Right, yeah. And I saw another one that said exactly what Jack said. Like, people in his school that wanted to do the vocational thing, they would leave and go to another off-site school that taught those particular things. In my high school, because in Putnam County, there were only, there's only 3 high schools in Putnam County. There's Palatka High, Interlochen High, and I believe Crescent City High, because, Putnam County is a relatively rural area, and the entire county, I don't think they have 100,000 people in the entire county, maybe, I guess, man. So they just built it as part of the high school. There was no other vocational, and there is not a vocational school up there. It's just that and the St. John's River Community College or State College now. So that was always part of our thing. And you could learn to do those things. If you wanted to become an electrician or you wanted to be a mason, you just kind of signed up for those classes at the beginning of the year, and off you went, along with the other classes, your English, your math, your sciences, and things of that nature.
Apparently, Seminole County Public Schools has VOTEC programs at some high schools. Lyman High School magnet program for AC, welding.
Yeah, they also, and of course, Lyman already one of the best magnet schools in the country for engineering. Like, really good. I mean, engineering and sciences, Lyman is like one of the leaders in the nation, not just here in Florida.
In Longwood?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
You didn't know that? Yeah,
No,
well, Lyman's
that's
no
cool.
joke. Yeah. But they also offer automotive and engineering, which I did not know.
Yeah.
Because, I had 2 kids at Lake Howell, 2 kids at Lyman. And, I was so involved with what they were doing. I didn't care what other students were doing, unless they were playing the sport that my kid was playing and they were on the team. Then I paid attention and I would learn about what they're doing. So I didn't even know if these high schools offered these programs anymore, especially when you're in a city like Orlando, when there are so many. There's going to be 20, 5A or 6A or 7A high schools in this city. You don't really know, but, Valencia has been out there forever with their VOTEC schools, Valencia has one now, but Mid-Florida Tech used to be the one, which is out there off Oak Ridge Road, was the vocational school that everybody went to if you decided that you weren't going to go to college and you just wanted to focus your education on something that was more, hands-on.
Somebody else texted and said that my son is a senior at Eustis High School and leaves in the morning to go to Lake Technical School and is in a diesel mechanics class
Hell
there.
yeah, bud.
Someone else said, my son completed 11th and 12th grade at the vocational college in our county. If not for that, he would have dropped out of high school. Academics, not his thing.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing is a lot of people just don't like that, but they don't mind working for a living. They want to figure stuff out. They want to fix stuff. They don't mind getting dirty. They would much rather do that than sit in a cubicle or in an office and crunch numbers and, go over analytics. They'd rather just go up there and weld or, do some plumbing or late irrigation or something like that. I think that's wonderful. And I hope that all the schools throughout all the counties in Florida start super funding those things. I think they would see the fruits of that pretty darn quickly.
I agree.
It would be great to be able to say that Florida was one of these states shipping out some of the best technical workers in America, whether it be masons or electricians or plumbers, whatever the case may be, that we just kind of created this incredible sea or river of talented kids flying out of the state into other states and creating that aura that Florida's down for that. I got to tell you, I think
keep those AC techs here.
For sure. I mean, there's no question DeSantis and Republicans and leadership in Florida would be down for that. I mean, obviously,
oh, yeah.
Working every day and making a good, hard living and paying your own way is, part of the Republican kind of ethos, supposedly, right? So I would think they would be completely behind that, yeah. I didn't think of any. It was small gas engines. You could do tune-ups on cars. They wouldn't let you get crazy in there, like do head work or anything, but you could do a tune-up on a car. You could change tires. There was masonry. There was welding. There was auto mechanics. There was carpentry. All that stuff, man. And it worked. Those kids were good. They loved going to those classes. It wasn't like, moping into science for another quiz. It was like running to class so that you could learn something new that very day. And then they would allow the kids to bring their own cars in and do work for their own, for their own projects. Kids loved it. They couldn't wait. 407-916-1041. Let's get to Ken here. Ken, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Hey, I was just going to tell you, I drive a truck to make local deliveries out of Jacksonville, and I delivered to your area of the world for about 12 years there in Palatka. And that Palatka Junior Senior High School still has the agriculture program. They still have, I don't know what all they teach, but they have a bunch of machines back there in the back, and they still are going strong with vocational trades at that school.
Yeah, you could raise pigs in that school. Buddy, let me tell you, when I was there, they were raising pigs. They were growing. They had a full-blown kind of small farm in the back of that school, back behind by my grandmother's house back there, where you could, they're back there raising pigs, raising cows, growing stuff. They loved it.
There's a back gate back there where the buses go in, and that's where I'd have to go in. And as soon as you go through that gate, that agriculture center is right there on the right, and it's thriving. So, hey, all hope is not lost, my friend.
I got it, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate that. By the way, I don't think it is. I just think that's unfortunate that, the messaging for young people in America has been that for so many years. Of course, I'm glad that it's kind of made that turn, and I'm glad that there's some funding behind that so that the government can see that there are people who really want to be in these programs, whereas opposed they wouldn't want to go into an accounting program or anything like that, nursing, whatever the case may be. I think it's good. It's just good for people who want to go out there and learn that skill and work and pull their weight,
Yep, have options.
Absolutely. All right, 407. By the way, this thing's called the Bear Brigade Fire Academy, state-of-the-art training facility, simulation labs to replicate real-world emergency scenarios, hands-on experiences, and they collab up with Seminole State College to have that seamless transition from high school into state college if you wanted to also continue that vocational program into a 2-year school outside of that as well for maybe an AA in something, whether it be dental hygienist or something like that. That was the thing you did in school. If you couldn't afford a dentist, you would go to the dental hygiene program and let those students jab at you with the steel.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Did you not know that?
Yeah, no, I do.
There's also
same for hairstyling.
There's the other one too. You go there and get your hair done.
Yeah,
and you knew the ones that came out too because they look like. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us again. That's 77031. Let me see what we got here. Well, that may be for Ray a little bit later. Well, okay, let's do this. Seminole Court is having an argument on something that's a big, big topic right now, and I'll tell you what that is next.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Looking at stop-and-go traffic on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound on the interstate as you travel through downtown and by the major attractions exits. Things are moving well for those who need to take the Beach Line and the Greenway this afternoon. No major problems or delays to report for those taking the 408 or the 429. If you see traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Florida Public Transportation Association. Florida's transit connects you to fun. Whether it's a night out in the city, a concert, or a trip to the beach, Florida's transit network takes you straight to the action. From theme parks to concerts, transit will get you there on time. Visit transitconnectsflorida.com and find your way to fun today.
We are not the banks.com. They're not the banks that are better than the banks there. Focus is mortgages, getting you the mortgage you need for your home. Maybe it's refinancing, whether it could be debt consolidation. If you have equity and are getting hit with high interest card debt, do not pay 20 to 30% in interest. That compounds daily. Call, text, or go to their website now at wearenotthebanks.com before the credit card companies put you in quicksand. They are licensed in all states except New York, and if you are looking to buy or sell, they have a special realtor program that puts you in touch with top agents to get you 25% off the commission back towards your closing costs. Call Brad Siebert or Jay Heckendorn at wearenotthebanks.com. Go online to wearenotthebanks.com to get started. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
New Year's resolution is to buy a home? Get your free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, Orlando.
For years, you've been hearing us talk about our buddy Mike, the home builder, and the Home Builders Network. When it comes time to doing some of the bigger projects around your home, that's who you reach out to, Mike, the home builder, and you can connect with him at hbnusa.com. Maybe this is a year where you're replacing doors or windows in your home. Maybe it's a bigger project like a roof. Guess what? Mike can handle it at the Home Builders Network. Man, he did a roof for me. Wow, 2 years now already. And that roof looks perfect. It was expertly done thanks to Mike and his team at hbnusa.com. Reach out to Mike, the home builder, for whatever you need getting done around the home. He might be the guy who can best help you. Recent nominees for Best Windows and Doors, also nominated for Best Roofing Contractor. It's hbnusa.com. Go say hey to Mike.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Hi there. I've got a clogged drain.
A clogged brain? I have that sometimes.
No, a clogged drain.
Try yoga or drinking tea. Earl Grey is the best.
Earl Grey? No, I'm calling Frank A.
What do they know about tea?
When it comes to clogged drains and plumbing issues, you want a trustworthy, courteous technician that's dedicated to customer satisfaction.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
The new year is a great time to make over your home with help from Tools Ace Hardware. Tools carries the best brands in outdoor cookers, grills, pizza ovens, grills, and smokers from the best brands: Weber, Traeger, Big Green Egg, Gosney, and Napoleon. They also carry outdoor furniture from Polywood, made from durable, weather-resistant, and easy-to-clean recycled plastic, perfect for Florida. Get free assembly and delivery on grill and outdoor furniture purchases $3.99 and up when you shop in-store at any of the Tools Ace Hardware's 13 convenient Central Florida locations, or when you shop online at toolsacehardware.com. Tools Ace, your backyard place.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Tom's Watch Bar has Orlando's best happy hour. Enjoy $5 drink specials, select $7 apps, and $12 entrees weekdays from 3 to 6 and 9 to close. Experience the excitement of the game in 360 viewing. Tom's Watch Bar, Orlando's ultimate game day experience.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-Week Challenge. The Metamucil 2-Week Challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 Fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Monster BTK, the latest installment of the critically acclaimed Monster franchise, exposes the chilling story of one of America's most infamous cases that shook Wichita, Kansas to its core.
When people said BTK, you think of a wild-eyed Manson-like character. What we didn't understand is he was the guy next door.
Listen to Monster BTK on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Monster BTK to start listening.
I love it.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
It's so easy to use.
The live radio dial, presets, scan, plus lyrics, podcasts, and your favorite artists' radio.
Just type it in, and there it is.
Now it's even easier to discover what you love.
I love my presets. Adding presets is so much fun.
This looks really nice. Just in time for the new year, the new and improved iHeartRadio app. It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Very cool update. 5 stars, guys.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Still to come, legal stories and more with Ray Trendley from TK Law. Today at 6:20 on The Jim Colbert Show.
He's not wrong.
The story
guy with a horse is completely disgusting.
Yeah.
But at least you could say he was in a stable relationship.
Oh. My God.
Once again, I outsmarted, outwitted, and outfunnied Mike Dumbass Larson.
Come on, man.
Be
Come
nice
on.
to Mike.
How dare you with the hate? It was not his best performance today. I'll give you that. But last week he had banger after banger. This week he started off a little slow, but he'll build up. He's a pro.
Don't be drinking the haterade.
The stable joke was great, by the way. I'll take as many horse blanking puns as you can give it. Anytime a guy taps it on a horse's nose in preparation for the deed, I will take all of those comments, bring them on, pun after pun. I do not care. I'm not above it. All right, 407-916-1041. Your 5 o'clock keyword is checks.
Check the keyword. It's grand.
Your 5 o'clock keyword is grand. G-R-A-N-D. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000, guys. Grand. That'll do it. That'll get you that $1,000. Remember, if you're playing a game, keep your phone near and answer it when it rings, even if you don't recognize the number. They know that. They're being slick. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate that. Turkey call for some reason. The Supreme Court is now arguing, and this is an interesting thing because this just happened for another product that's interesting. So, a lot of the states who have had the porn ban,
like Florida,
Texas, Florida, a number of them, actually a dozen other states on top of those, so 14 total, had access to the world's largest pornography website blocked. Of course, that would be Pornhub. And over the last 2.5 years, 19 states, home to a third of the Americans, have passed laws that require pornography websites to confirm users' age by scanning in or entering your driver's license information, correct?
Yes. I believe that was the rule.
Right, exactly. That's what they're going to do. And, of course, they're fighting it. They're saying this is a First Amendment issue. You should have the right to do this. And the people who are banning it, the states, are saying, well, it's contributing to the delinquency of minors. Kids should not have access to porn as easily as you can get it. You have to agree it is very easy to find pornography on almost any device that's online that doesn't have parental controls. And even then, a lot of these little effers are just smart enough to get around it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, when you give
your parents can't go to Pornhub, but your kids are.
When you tell a 12-year-old he's just a few minutes away from all the boobs he can see, trust me, he's going to learn how to get to it. I know I did. Yeah, I know. I knew where my uncle's magazines were, and I was willing to risk my life to get to them. That's just how it is when you're that. So, they want to see it. And, of course, it's not good for you. Not at that age. I think, it can't be good for your 12-year-old, 13-year-old as they're progressing sexually and they're, just basically aging,
right?
To see stuff that graphic and assume that that's how sex is as an adult. That's that's the bad thing, right?
Yeah.
It sets a standard where men and women, for that matter, make themselves believe that that's what society wants. Women will be the abused taker of all, and the men will be the dominant, I will give it to you how I feel like giving it to you, and that's how you'll like it kind of guy.
Well, we know what category in Pornhub you used to like.
Well, I mean, look, it's just how it is.
Very aggro.
Like, it does.
Very aggro.
But that's what porn does. It sets up a very aggressive nature sexually for people, and when you do that at a young age, it's not healthy, right? Like, it's already bad enough at 14.
Well, look at what they're dealing with in Ukraine with North Korean soldiers who now have internet access and are addicted to porn.
Oh, really? I did not hear that.
You haven't heard that?
Yeah,
because
that makes such perfect sense. That's what we need to do to China.
Well,
we got to get China porn.
I'm sure they already have it, and they have the internet. But for these North Korean soldiers, they're seeing things that they've never seen.
Do you think China, the average citizen in China, has access to pornography through their web connection? I would doubt that.
I would doubt that as well. Yeah.
I mean, as controlling as they are and as buttoned up as they want to seem, they don't want addictions over there. There's no way the Chinese have access to pornography
and
like
now
that.
North Korea's like, you're addicted to what?
Yeah. And they would know. I mean, doesn't North Korea, they obviously control all the internet connections. So if you try to do anything sideways, they're going to know all that's blocked anyway by the government, right? You can't get access to any of those websites there.
Which is why it's such a problem for them now that they're outside of their country's borders.
Absolutely. But it's like freeing. Look, man, when I lived in P-Town, there are a lot of those families that were really, really Christian. And I'm not talking about, hey, we love Jesus, Christian. I'm talking about, I'm 14. I've never worn a pair of pants. I've never been to a movie. I've never played a card game. I only listen to Christian music. I'm not allowed to watch television. that kind of Christian, like borderline culty kind of stuff, right? And when they came to my house, when we did not roll like that, what's the first thing they did?
Turn on the TV.
They ran to the television. They didn't just turn it on, they ran to it. You get the feeling that every image was being etched into their brains because they did not get to interact. A cartoon, I might as well have given them crack. It was just seeing them react to that was like quite eye-opening, which you can only imagine the same kind of theory would apply there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's been starved of that kind of thing. You know, you're
just didn't know it existed.
Didn't even know it existed.
And then you can get it for free?
Yes.
You mean I can look at this?
These beautiful women.
The government isn't going to come and knock on my door and arrest me?
Like doing all this stuff that I dream about in my hut. It says, of course, to supporters, the restriction and age verification laws are common sense measures to prevent kids from seeing explicit content. That's more of a parental thing than anything, but I understand. And they said the porn is the canary in the coal mine of free speech. Here's the thing they're contemplating, and I find it interesting, that they wanted a warning label on sites. Like when you logged on to the site, much like with alcohol sites or sites that deal with kind of stuff, you know, do you agree you're 21? You click on it, show me your age, or you dial in your birthday or whatever. We all know how quickly those things are surpassable.
Mm-hmm.
I just lie. I'm just going to lie and tell you I'm 22 or 28 or 29 or 45. It doesn't matter. Make up a number. Spin the wheel of birthdays. I'm getting in. Right? What they want now is much like with the alcohol thing we've just seen with the cancer and with tobacco and things of that nature. They want a warning label on porn sites. And when you log on there, you have to read this paragraph on what, you know, consuming too much pornography or consuming certain kinds of pornography can do to you.
You can't make people read. You can make them wait.
Yeah,
You
right,
can make
you're
them
right.
scroll, but you can't force them to read.
Yeah. And they even tried that with that scrolling thing because some of the agreements we have to do even here in the building, you can't click on it. You agree until you scroll to the very bottom.
Doesn't mean you're reading.
I'm not reading any of it.
Right.
Not even one word.
Okay, easy, fella.
Okay, thank you. I'm not for the word stuff. I'm just saying for other stuff, Jack. The big boss is in town. We want him to think we. And again, I'm with Jack. I don't. I mean, it's out there. I mean, this is the ultimate toothpaste in the tooth kind of thing. I mean, you know, you turn a nation on to graphic sexual images.
Turn on.
And make them as easy as a prompt on Google. You know, what do you expect? You know, it's no different than any hard opiate or anything. When you pull it back, there's going to be some kind of resistance, and then there's going to be withdrawal, and then there's going to be, you know, finding a way to get it. And some of those times when you're finding a way to get it, it's not the right way to find a way to get it.
Just ask the guy out in Polk County.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, my God. Nostradamus?
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
Yeah, it says some states' laws also mandate porn websites display health warnings, such as the Alabama requirement that sites tell their users porn is, quote, proven to harm human brain development and, quote, increases the demand for prostitution, child exploitation, and child pornography. Kansas law includes its definition of pornography of any act of homosexuality. That's pornography in Kansas. If you just do gay sex, that's porn.
Just gay sex?
Well, it just says they consider any homosexual sex act pornography as opposed to, you know, normal, or I say normal, or regular male-female sex. That's not pornography. But if you have male-male or female-female, that is pornography just by its definition because it's same sex.
Are they complaining about the female stuff?
Jack,
Typically, it's usually only the guy stuff.
I'm not reading the parentheses here, but I know what you mean. Yeah, they're not mad about that. They're not as mad about that.
No.
Okay, I guess we have to include that too.
It says here the explosion of new laws in recent years has been pushed by groups associated with Project 2025. 900-page policy says pornography should be outlawed. Matter of fact, I think a number of politicians, some of the more conservative politicians, say it with zero pause, that it should not be accessible in the United States at all. End, full stop.
Yeah, worried about kids.
Glad I saved those VHS tapes.
Are they really worried about kids?
Well, that's what they say.
Well, I got to tell you, I think that's a pretty wide blanket, but I don't believe that 100%. I think some of them maybe at their heart would probably believe that, but I think most of them just don't want anybody that they know to have access into it, maybe even themselves. Maybe they just think they would take the demon away by taking it away. I think a lot of this could be very self-serving from some of these politicians.
From
to be honest
politicians?
with you.
No.
that's even out of bounds. So the Supreme Court will argue this, and of course, it's a free speech issue. That's going to be very interesting. Obviously, the 6-3 supermajority for Republicans there. But I mean, a free speech issue, it's not though, right?
I don't see it as one.
Yeah, I can't imagine it is. I mean, well, so for the access to it, would it be?
Sure, freedom of expression.
Freedom of expression to have access to adult content of that nature? But they're really not, are they? Okay, so not only do they not like the content, Jack, they also don't like the fact that you have access to it online.
Well, that would be it, right?
Yeah.
So if you are an adult, if you are of age, 18 or older, you can have access. Pornhub, however, is blocking all sites in Florida, kind of as a step further to say,
it's an insurance blanket for them to stay out of
Yes.
trouble with any state government.
Right, because it's easier to do that than police who is and who isn't 18
Right.
or older.
And this is a weird argument for politicians because here's the thing. It's like, you're basically arguing for porn.
Right.
So that's how it will be framed for you as a politician. But really, it's not an argument for porn per se. Porn is the catalyst for it for sure. But this is a First Amendment kind of argument. This is an access of freedom of expression, freedom of speech.
Same thing that TikTok is using.
Exactly. A little different for TikTok, though. I think, though.
Yeah.
I mean, because what they're basically saying is that people only say things because they have access to TikTok. They only are using that but that's not the case at all. I mean, most TikTok is just used for entertainment. It's not, they try to draw, like, this is how my group of people get together. And, well, yeah, they do, but there are plenty of other apps you could do that on. Just say it what it is. I mean, it's very entertaining, and you don't like where the information goes. That's as easy as it is. I mean, the content is available on all these platforms. I mean, you can see TikTok stuff on Instagram and vice versa. And on X, you can see
Facebook.
It's all the same. Matter of fact, most of the content creators that are cross-platform content creators. They're on all of them. Why wouldn't they be?
Right.
YouTube, all
We
this.
are.
Yeah, we are. We'd be on more if they wanted. But let's see, when do they get started on this? I think it's next month. They argue, let's see, the Texas on Wednesday, and their decision will likely determine the fate of the laws around the country. So basically, this Wednesday is when they're going to start looking at this, and this is the challenge of the Texas version of this law, not even the Florida part. They won't need to argue that because they're all pretty much written the same. There are a number of these states that are in cahoots, kind of the same leadership, so the verbiage is pretty much the same.
Right.
This is, of course, brought
They
by
just copied off for each other's homework.
Yeah, but all this government, like your
How'd
Abbotts,
you write it?
your Abbotts and your DeSantis's and your, these guys all talk. They're in conjunction with each other, and they're trying to do these things so that all the states get together and have a unison thought process when they move toward these things. I don't know if it makes it harder on the Supreme Court or not. They will vote against Republican values. They will do it. They just did it for. Was it the releasing of this information on the thing with Trump? Oh, that was they overruled. No, that wasn't a Supreme Court decision, but they just overruled canon when it comes to release of the January 6th thing. But they have separated from him in a number of ways because it was just a 5-4 decision, and Amy Coney and Roberts went against him on what was it? It just happened.
It was the Jack Smith report.
It was the report. Yes, it was that same thing. Yeah. So, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, just because they are Republicans doesn't necessarily mean they'll always side with that mentality. They have to consider the Constitution and the constitutionality of what they're being offered to argue.
Hopefully.
I feel so much better now.
Yeah, do you? I didn't convince you?
No, I do know, like, Justice Roberts has been, as far, pretty middle of the road, as far as conservative and Republican. The Chief Justice, John Roberts? Yeah. So you've seen that with his ruling on the Affordable Care Act and other issues as well.
I think Coney Barrett's the same way. I think the two hardcores are Clarence Thomas and Alito.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I also think I hope it's more of, what, even if they are coming at it from a real conservative right-wing approach. I hope it's at least what they believe, filtering it through the Constitution of what they believe should be the case, and not because so-and-so gave them a tour bus or took them on their yacht or whatever. It's you'd like to think they're above that, but it just seems like
they're humans.
They're just like everyone else.
And they don't make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's the thing I've said before. They don't. I think the Supreme Court justices make a couple $100,000 a year. And I know that, for me to say not much money, and people hear me say $200,000 a year, considering the magnitude of the decisions that they make for the country and how we roll legally, culturally, whatever the case may be, I think they're grossly underpaid. Those guys should make a bunch of money. And one of the reasons why is to separate them from situations where they take an RV or a hunting trip or anything like that. If you made that, made the kind of money that kind of decision really is, because people making decisions at that level in the corporate world are making $20 million a year.
Yeah, but it's how much do you think you'd have to pay them for them not to be enticed by some of the trappings that and power that people are affording?
I think that's subjective to each person.
Yeah.
But I would think, if you look at Clarence Thomas right now, he's the one closest on the edge to any of that. Going back for many, many years, actually, you can see it right there in black and white, the gifts he's taken. It's supposed to be reported, and that's one of the things that's bad with that guy is he doesn't report some of this stuff. And then the stuff he does report, you're like, what? An RV and a house for your mom? Yeah, there should be no problem there. But I don't know, Jack, $500,000?
So
with a cost of living raise,
what are they?
That's I think it's $200. I think they make $200.
Okay.
So $500,000 to $1 million for one of the most powerful people in the United States of America. Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
A year for the rest of your life?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's the gig.
That is the gig, right? That's right. And again, look at the magnitude of the decisions they're making. They affect your daily existence as an American. The corporate CEOs make that in an hour some places.
I don't disagree that maybe they deserve more. I don't know if you will ever buy their impartiality.
Even with the money?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if they have D's and R's, there is no impartiality. It's built based on impartiality, right? Yeah. The fact that you even identify them as Democrat or Republican, it kind of ruins that argument from the onset.
But it's true. The entire justice system is, people serving as as judges in the system. Everyone has biases. Everyone, had an American experience that they bring to every decision that they make.
Yeah. But that's why you have that many, though, because you get past those biases, and then that way the numbers outweigh the people who may have those, right? That's the whole idea?
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes. Very interesting. We'll find out on Wednesday what the Supreme Court thinks about that ruling, and we'll pass it on for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. Again, text us at 77031. Load them up for trivia, guys. We got some cool stuff up for grabs. I think we have 3 prizes today, so load them up, and Jack will tell you what that is next for trivia.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I was actually chiming in on the fact that you could buy a Canon. We know this because we have bought a Canon on the show before.
Yeah, you can buy a Canon. You could buy like a big ass Canon if you wanted to. Hold on, let me rephrase that. You could buy a large Canon.
Ass Canon, I'm in.
If you want to.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
The Bills beat up the Broncos in Bo Nix's playoff debut. Buffalo has had questions on offense over the last couple of years, but they've finally gotten it right. Superstar quarterback now with a great run game, 2 great tight ends, nice wide receiver group. In an offensive league, the Bills are stacked. Buffalo has a Super Bowl roster and one that can take down Kansas City. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store and everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Look, man, the real estate market here in Central Florida is changing every day. Of course, it's booming, and that happens here in Central Florida. Kind of an anomaly across the nation. You hear some of that news out there like, this is doing this and this is doing this. But this is Central Florida, dude. Your house is always going to have value. Matter of fact, it would probably be your most valuable asset out there. And that, my friends, is why you need a really skilled real estate group when you're ready to make that move on your most valuable asset out there. You want to maximize as much as you can, and the Nickley Group can do that. Here's why. 4,000 5-star reviews on Google, and this is one of the reasons. On average, they sell homes for about 6% more than their competitors. When you start doing those numbers on houses that are $300,000-400,000 grand, you can see that is a lot of cash that you can put towards something else. And even better, they sell those homes twice as fast. And interest rates, look, man, they're a little different than they were last year, but you do have more buying power than you did last year for sure. And on their website, which is awesome, you could actually get a guaranteed cash offer for your home right now. That means no showings or open houses. If you don't want to deal with that, you don't have to. And you close that deal in just 14 days. Find out how much your house is worth. They use current market data to give you the perfect number every single time, or list your house. By the way, while you're on their website, download that free buyer's guide packed up with useful information about the home buying and selling process. And now with their new VIP program, your home is in front of the most qualified buyers out there nationwide for weeks until they find somebody to take it off your hands. It's the NickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth.
407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Seminole Hard Rock Tampa is excited to bring you live craps, roulette, and sports betting. All under one roof, hotter than the Florida sun. Feel the luck of the dice, watch the roulette wheel spin, and scream for your touchdown as the big screen comes alive. Dine like a rock star, sip cocktails that shimmer, then dive into the heart of Las Vegas right here in Tampa Bay. Live craps, roulette, sports betting is here. Get in on the action now. Only at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, located off of I-4 near I-75. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
All right, it's January. You know what that means? New Year's resolutions are in full swing. So here's one for you. Clear vision. Seriously, if you're dealing with contacts or glasses, laser vision correction at the Filatowski Eye Institute is a game changer. With over 65,000 procedures, they are the trusted choice for Central Florida. And they have 24-month interest-free financing, so you don't have to wait. You can start seeing clearly and stay on budget. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free consultation today. Clear vision, clear future. It all starts with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 now for your free LASIK consultation.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
This is Ashley Iconetti from the Ben and Ashley I Almost Famous podcast. Did you know that Future Health can help make weight loss resolutions come true? When it's about biology and not willpower, it's not your fault that dieting just doesn't work. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes and for less than $3 a day. 8 out of 10 users say that using Future Health programs is more effective than anything they have ever tried. I have a family member who has tried for years to lose weight, and no matter how much she cuts out the snacking and the bad foods and how much she moves, it just doesn't happen for her. Well, with Future Health, they give millions of people affordable access to weight loss meds for less than $3 a day. Just take their quick 3-minute survey, and from there, if approved by a clinician, you'll get prescribed and get meds delivered to your door within 24 hours. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com. That's tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
So for 13 years, I was an industrial electrician after I went through an apprenticeship, and that afforded me a lot of knowledge in maintenance and troubleshooting, which I took to the automatic door industry. And I've been here for 15 years, 17 years, holy cow. And yeah, it's taken care of me and my family really well.
Yes, sir,
It's
boss.
awesome. I love every bit of it, and I'll be able to retire on schedule.
Good for you, Killer. Love to hear that.
Thank you, Jim. Got my first sampler pack from Corona
Yeah, dog.
Cigars.
Yeah. Which one?
Yummy, yummy. St. Petersburg guy over here. Keep it up, my friend.
Thank you, brother. Man, I got to tell you, I was chugging on one of those Partagas from the Partagas gift app we had, which was one of the best deals we've offered through Corona. My God, man. God, I love smoking cigars. I love them, love them, love them. And when you get good ones, man, there's nothing like it. You find time to smoke a nice cigar. So thanks, Corn. I appreciate that. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you listening for sure. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jackie's here as well, and he's got the Jackie sack. Let's find out what's up for grabs today.
All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
Here we go. It's stacked all week long. 3 prizes. Let's get to it, because if you win JCS Trivia today, you will get to pick. And first out, a pair of tickets to see Melissa Etheridge at the Hard Rock Live Orlando, January 23rd.
Wow.
She's legend. You can be there. That's coming up real soon, right here at the Hard Rock Live. Perhaps trumpet is more your thing. Well, you can win a pair of tickets to see Chris Body at the King Center in Melbourne.
Did you just say
trumpet?
Trumpet is your thing. Very good. Okay,
If it's
good.
more your thing, yeah.
All right.
American trumpeter and composer.
Nice.
Yeah, he's playing in Melbourne at the Maxwell C. King Center.
All right.
And that's happening February 19th. That's Chris Body. And third prize that you might choose, a $50 gift card to Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
Now, did you receive an Ace Hardware gift card over the holidays? Well, this is in celebration of National Use Your Gift Card Day, which is Saturday, January 18th. True story. So treat yourself to a wide selection of high-quality products at your local Ace Hardware. For more information, visit acehardware.com.
Absolutely.
Those are the prizes in the Jackie Sack today, which is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Let their fully trained expert moving crews pack your things, handle your furniture, drive safely, customer service, and so much more. Speaking of more, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, you're going to get a discount. Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO Moving.com. Quick picking at your scabs. Back to you.
Oh, stop it. Why would you say that?
Hey, that's
'Cause
my
it's
thing.
nasty.
Knock it off.
Oh, my God.
Both of you with your arms. What's going on?
Jack, who is first today?
Let's see. Ted.
Let's go to Ted. Ted, how you doing, boss?
Doing great. How are you, Jim?
Doing good. Would you like to play a little game with us, big dog?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Is he the puzzle master? Or is he the guy who's currently writing today's game? Can he be both? Let's find out. It's time for JCS Trivia.
Every time Jack sees me feverishly pecking on my computer over here, he plays that intro instead of the other one. He knows.
Gives you a little extra time.
Just so much knows. He knows. All right, Ted, this is a real easy game, buddy. We've got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is a swerve.
Oh.
It's a lie, buddy. I'm trying to fool
No.
you. But if you can sniff it out there, Ted, I'll send you over to the old Jackie Sack. Lots of prizes waiting for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go, boss. On this day in 1966, actor, motorsports enthusiast.
Paul Newman. No.
He's not a doctor. He just plays one on TV.
Oh, Dr. McDreamy Pants.
He's Mr. He's
Patrick Dempsey.
There you go.
Yay.
Dr. Dreamboat. Patrick.
Pants.
Did you say Mr. Dreamy Pants?
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
Mick Dreamy Pants.
Did you just read your tattoo or something?
No.
Stop it, Deborah. My God. He's good looking, huh?
He is good looking.
59 years old today, and he
Really?
still looks pretty darn good.
Yeah,
You're
he
right.
does.
Do you know who Patrick Dempsey is there, Ted?
I do.
All right, very good. Well, here are 3 fun facts about Patrick and 1 hot lap of a lie. All right, talking about Patrick Dempsey, which one of these is untrue, buddy? Number 1, his first wife was 27 years older than him. She was 48 and he was 21. She had a stepson a year older than he was.
Damn.
Number 2, he was a championship juggler as a young man and had planned to go to clown college before acting.
Good thing he's good looking.
Number 3, he graduated valedictorian of Buckfield High School in Lewiston, Maine. Or lastly, at 12 years old, he was diagnosed with severe dyslexia. Which of those is a lie?
Wow, I'm going to have to go. He was not a valedictorian.
Yeah, you're the one, buddy. Right off the bat. You are a winner.
Yay.
God, I thought with the doctor thing, I could fool him with the valedictorian thing. He was a dropout.
Really?
That dude dropped out of high school at 17 years old to pursue acting.
Sorry, Cliff David Bryant.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. You're a
Sorry,
winner,
guys.
Ted. Congratulations.
Yay.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
You got
You
it,
got
buddy.
it. You got a choice of 3 prizes.
This guy knows his hot men. Yeah, his first wife was 27 years older than him when they got married. It was his best friend's mom.
Oh, no. Oh.
That's like a punk song from the like one of the
Stacy's mom.
Yeah. Yeah, his first wife, 27 years older than him. She was 48, he was 21. Her stepson, I think was the one he was friends with, was a year older than he was.
Did he call him dad?
It lasted 7 years, then moved forward, and it was the age gap that created the issues.
I'd imagine. I mean, that's a whole other person older than you.
He was a championship juggler, and in fact, it's way better than that. When he was young, I think it was 15 or 16, he actually came in second in the Youth International Juggling Championship. He almost won the entire thing and had planned to go to clown college before the acting thing opened up.
Good thing he's good looking.
Yeah, exactly right. And then, he was diagnosed with severe dyslexia at just 12 years old, so he had to deal with that his entire life. A couple other things you may not know about Patrick Dempsey before we get to the top of the hour. He was a champion downhill skier as a young man and actually had considered going out for the U.S. Olympic team. Did not do that, but he is a member of the U.S. Ski and Snowboard of Trustees.
Oh, wow.
So he's part of the board of trustees that regulates all the skiing and snowboarding in America. Middle name is Galen. Galen, or Galen.
Patrick Galen Dempsey.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Still sexy. That's what Ted says. And then lastly here, he owns a racing team called Dempsey Proton Racing. And actually, that dude's competed over in Daytona for the Rolex.
I was going to say, yeah, he was recently here.
Yeah, 2008, 2009, he did that. He's also done the 24-hour at Le Mans. So
wow.
He's really, really into it. Loves it, actually. So there you go, Patrick Dempsey. He's 59 years old today for old Dr. Dreamboat. Not my words, Ted's. There's a con coming up this weekend, or next weekend, I believe. And this is one of the I just want to ask people, how do they fall into this?
All right.
I want to ask people how they fall into liking this. I'll do that next.
The Monsters kick off 2025 with their first big party of the new year, Saturday, January 18th at Tuffy's in Sanford. Presented by Mills Air. Get the details now at realradio.fm/events.
Looking at heavy traffic this afternoon on I-4 for those taking the interstate east and westbound through downtown and by the major attractions exits today. Traffic is moving well for the most part for those taking the 408 and the 429. No major delays to report if you're taking the Beach Line or the Greenway this afternoon. If you run into traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Real Radio wants to provide the assist on your holiday bills by putting $1,000 in your hand. $1,000 13 times a day. You know the drill. Just listen for the keyword to win $1,000 each hour weekdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do that on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer the phone from a number that will probably say no caller ID when they call back the winner, because that's how you get $1,000 in your hand. This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
A new year comes with new hope, new optimism,
It's time to start fresh and look ahead. At International Diamond Center, we're excited to be a part of your special moments in the new year. We've expanded our selection for 2025. Our diamond inventory has never been better. All sizes, all shapes, real, natural, precious diamonds at the best direct importer prices. And it doesn't stop there. We're showcasing all the new styles and trends in engagement rings and fashion jewelry, inspired and created by the world's premier designers. No one has more fashion-forward jewelry than IDC. Plus, our Swiss watch collection is mind-blowing with a fabulous selection of pristine pre-owned Rolex watches. So as you look ahead and plan for a new year, remember International Diamond Center, locally owned, internationally connected, with a staff of non-commissioned experts who will guide you every step of the way so you can buy with total confidence. Welcome to 2025. Let IDC help you celebrate what matters most in the new year. Your love. Altamont, Waterford, and Millennia.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hi, I've got a circuit breaker that keeps popping.
Okay, let me go online to get you scheduled.
That's great. Come on, what kind of a low-tech operation is this?
Here we go.
You've got mail.
Ugh, I should have called Frank Gay.
When you have an electrical problem, you want a licensed and insured technician with the latest tools and technology to complete the job right. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Warning, if you're thinking about surgery to fix your chronic joint pain, stop, because surgery can be risky, painful, and come with a lengthy recovery time. But there is an alternative, a groundbreaking therapy that revitalizes damaged tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics has successfully treated tens of thousands of patients, freeing them from pain in their knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints. Before you resort to invasive surgery, find out if you're a candidate for this advanced regenerative therapy by calling 689-314-7578. Don't let chronic pain dictate your life any longer, and don't risk surgery. Learn more about the joint pain therapy endorsed by professional athletes and available now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. To find out if you're eligible, request a free consultation from QC Kinetics. You owe it to yourself to learn more about this surgery-free alternative with no drugs and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today, 689-314-7578. 689-314-7578.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
MegaCon Orlando is where fandoms collide. Your favorite celebrities, voice actors, and comic creators will all be at the Orange County Convention Center from February 6th through the 9th. Tickets on sale now at megaconorlando.com.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Your music, radio, and podcasts are on our free iHeartRadio app.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money, M-O-N-E-Y, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Hi, I'm Kara from Apopka, and I just won $1,000 listening to Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, first winner! Day one, bitch! Not you. I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying that, bitches. Like, I'm not saying...
Congratulations,
Happy
man.
Monday, Colbert crew. It is too bad that Larry Flint is not still alive, because it seems to me that we are relitigating the precedent that was set when the Supreme Court ruled that Hustler magazine was not in violation of the First Amendment. So I don't know why all of this porn stuff is coming up, but thanks for the discussion. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, buddy.
You too.
Here's why. Because Hustler magazine was extremely difficult to get a hold of as a kid. It was protected behind the counter, like when you go to the grocery store or the convenience store. All of the adult magazines were behind there. Someone had to physically hand it to you. You couldn't walk up as a 12-year-old and hand the guy at the cashier like $4 or $5 or $8 or whatever it was, and they hand you a pornographic magazine. But with the internet, as a 12-year-old, I can grab my phone, I can go to my mom's computer, my dad's laptop, iPad, whatever, and I can just log on to any site and check out some relatively graphic sex.
I do think the First Amendment issue in the People versus Larry Flint was being sued. I think it was Jerry Falwell.
Yes.
They did parodies of him
Yeah.
in the magazine, and they're saying, hey, it's a parody, and that's protected under First Amendment.
Sure is.
And then the court agreed with them.
Right.
So I think that's where that issue was, when the current, today's situation is more of trying to, and here we go, protect the kids.
Yeah, two different arguments. Same type thing, though. Two different. That's why I brought that up. It's like, wow, there's completely different arguments altogether, but they're going at it a different way. They found a new bait, and they're trying to go get it. All right, 407-916-1041. Your 6 o'clock keyword is...
money.
M-O-N-E-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send money away for your chance at $1,000. You just heard it. What was her name again?
Carrie. I believe it was Carrie in Apopka.
Carrie in Apopka wins $1,000. Kara in Apopka wins $1,000. Only hours into the contest here from the Jim Colbert Show. So keep listening. That's the proof that the money is out there to get it.
Ooh, money. You said the key word.
And let me tell you something, man. I mean, what's the date where the credit cards start coming in? What's that day? Isn't it like the 19th or something like that, where they call it something? There's a day named for it because that's when your credit card, your Christmas credit card is due.
Guess what? We're entering that week.
Yeah. So I think a lot of this money was going to go quite well for those people who went crazy for their credit cards. Another reason to keep playing and keep listening to Real Radio 104.1. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
He is. I am.
That's great news, buddy. I bet you were loving to hear that, huh?
Oh, when I refresh that page and I see WTKS like right at the top, I'm like, yeah.
Are we the first winner for the cluster?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow, look at there. First winner.
Yay.
Put our name up there, kid.
Right here.
Put us on the tote board, Jerry.
Yeah, that'll be tomorrow morning's email.
All right, coming up, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that very much. Coming up this weekend out at the Orange County Fairgrounds. Do you know what it is already?
No.
Oh, do you know what it is, Jack?
No. Gun show.
No. It's a con.
Are you sure?
It's definitely one of the cons. It's
so MegaCon is coming up.
And I will tell you,
this ain't that.
The people who visit this
furries
are usually kind of not mocked, but I think they're kind of misunderstood for what they enjoy and what this con is about. And I know I'm certainly one of those people who doesn't understand.
And is Deb correct? Is it furries?
No, not furries.
Okay.
No.
Star Trek?
No. It's not like an entertainment entity. It's something else.
A different type of con.
Yeah, and you can buy and sell this at these. Matter of fact, a lot of people go to this.
I'll go back to gun show.
Not a gun show, no.
Right. Gun con.
Furbies.
No.
Trading cards.
That's a good one. No. I'll give you one more try. It's something that you would maybe love.
Not pets.
No.
Oh, is this birds?
What kind? No.
Parrots?
Repticon. They're scaly, thick, and slivery. It's like the intro to Animal House.
Right.
Central Florida Fairgrounds. Repticon is back in Orlando. So the 2-day event allows visitors to buy exotic reptiles, and other non-traditional pets. Attendees can also buy supplies, cages, and other essentials they'll need to take care of that. It is a niche market, and this is one I do not understand. I will tell you, for the life of me, I do not get the reptile pet thing. I don't get it. I've never gotten it. I will never get it. I'll never understand, having like an iguana or some, bearded lizard or a snake or anything like that. I just don't get that vibe. And I don't, there's no disliking here and there's no judgment. It's just like, if you're going to have a pet, why not have something you can kind of cuddle with? And reptiles don't seem real cuddly.
I'm sure there's someone out there cuddling their bearded dragon.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Sounds gross.
Hey.
But yeah, everything you could possibly imagine, from common stuff to rare stuff, easy for the beginner. And there's also intermediate and advanced stuff for the higher upkeeper.
Oh, there you go.
No, I don't know what that means. Like, if you are a reptile fan and you are going to collect and keep reptiles as pets, what is the A1 reptile that everybody goes, no way, you got one of those? Is it like a super venomous snake? Or is it just the rarity of it? Is that what makes it better, or is it just 'cause it's hard to get? Like, you can't get a pangolin, right? You can't have anything. That's not even a reptile, but you can't get anything like that, right? You can't
As
get.
far as I'm aware of, I mean, the concern is that, all right, are all of these species, like, are they bred, or, it always makes you worry, like, somebody steal it from the Amazon?
I would say a dragon.
Well, they have the bearded dragons, that's for sure.
Not quite the same.
It says reptile fans may say they may not be the typical pet, but they love their cold-blooded companions either way. They're really friendly. No, they're not.
They can be.
But really, I got to tell you, we've had at the zoo bring in a bunch of reptiles.
Here comes the judgment.
No, I'm just asking a question. We've had the Central Florida Zoo has brought a number of reptiles into the building, and none of them seem cuddly. They're very interesting animals. That crazy one we had a couple weeks ago. That whatever that lizard was, that thing was really, really interesting. It didn't move a bunch, but I just don't understand, because usually when you hear the word pet, it's something that you can cuddle, whether it be a kitty cat, whether it be a dog, a bunny, bird, anything like that. It's just something that seems a little bit more feasible than like a lizard, like a cold-blooded animal.
Trying to see. They say the bearded dragon is the most popular reptile.
Is it really? Didn't iguanas used to be, or chameleons?
Yes.
My son had a chameleon. That thing was cool AF now.
Really?
That's the thing you can see, but they're hard to keep alive. They're very, very picky. I mean,
Hard to find.
You got to be you got to be careful what you feed them and stuff like that, and they get this weird disease, and that's what happened to my sons. He just got this weird disease or something, and it just whacked him. But he was very interesting. He was a tiny little thing.
We also have the ball python.
Yeah. One of the things that this kid is a 12-year-old, and he bought like a small corn snake.
Yep, that's on the list.
Yeah. It says Eddie Soto was selling lizards and other reptiles ranging in price from $30 to $500.
Wow.
But that's really not that much. I mean, if you go get a puppy from a breeder, almost even like lab puppies from breeders are like $1,200 now, right?
Yeah.
Or more.
That's why you adopt, don't shop.
Like even dachshunds, which is like the, when it comes to buying dogs, it's like the generic brand of dog. Like, they're not really that expensive when you buy even the really well-bred ones, and they're still $700, $800 a piece, maybe even more now.
That's expensive.
You seem like somebody would want a reptile pet, Deb. I'm going to be honest with you. Have you ever considered it?
Because of what you have to feed them.
Oh, you got to feed them pinkies and stuff like that.
Other live animals, right?
Yeah, but they don't have to be live.
The zoo and Gatorland, they all order their, back to nature. They order their boxes of pinkies. For their reptiles, everything is frozen. And
it's like a frozen
pinkies are what?
Little tiny baby mice.
Yeah, baby mice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're frozen?
Yeah.
So they're dead?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. Well, I know lizards, you freeze them, then they come back to life.
Yeah, well.
That's after they fall out of trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2-day event, by the way. Visitors can buy exotic reptiles. They can find other traditional or non-traditional pets. And it says here, it's maybe a niche market, but some people who do not understand it as much as a typical dog or cat, but the love is still the same, that the people are pretty fervent about these things. 100 vendors will be there. That's a lot, man.
Yeah.
I wonder how big this one is in comparison to other, like, Repticons. And how many people go out there, do you think, I wonder?
More than you'd imagine.
I bet it is. I bet it's horrifying how many people go out there. Not horrifying. How many juggalo tats?
You go out there and start counting.
Lots of ICP tats out there. Right. How much blue hair in the building? Tons of blue hair. A lot of misfit shirts.
Get your lizard. Get your tegu on.
What's the most you could spend on one? God, I bet some of that stuff is real. I mean, because when back when you could buy like spider monkeys and stuff like that, I think you still can, right? Some of the is it monkey or ape, or what do they call those? Not a marsupial. I can't think of the name of it.
Primate?
Yeah, primate. There you go. That those things are really expensive. Like some of those are in $3,500 and up, and some of them even more. That place that's in Castleberry. The exotic pet place up there, Jack. Do you remember what it's called? I think it's just called Exotic Pets, isn't it?
I think, yeah.
It's been there forever. They had a spider monkey in there, or two of them in there one year, and one of those things was like $10,000.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Yeah. And they are annoying AF, by the way, because they're very needy. And they told you that straight up. They'll tell you, like, look, on the cage it says, look, if you're considering this, don't buy this if you're not ready to spend a whole bunch of time. Like every minute you're in your property, unless that thing is in a cage, it's going to want to be around you.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, kinda, I guess. I got a very needy dog, and she's a bit much already.
Well, but you love her.
I do love her. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. By the way, if you'd like to go to Repticon, I found this story at Fox 35 Orlando. It is this weekend at the Orlando Central Florida Fairgrounds, Saturday and Sunday. It's a 2-day event. And if you want to go out there and get yourself a lizard, a snake, or something slivery or scaly, now's the time. Get it. Repticon's in
Repticon.
town. All right. We'll take a little break. Back in a second with our buddy Ray Trinley, onefirmforlife.com. TK Law right there in Altamont Springs. We'll get Ray next.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Traffic is currently very heavy on I-4 this evening if you're traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Looking at your normal afternoon slowdown still on the turnpike near 192 and Osceola Parkway. Traffic is moving well for the most part today on the Beach Line and the Greenway. If you run into traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber, HOA and condo board members. Fiber internet has never been easier. Blue Stream Fiber simplifies the switch, helping your community save up to 50% while keeping residents happy. Their step-by-step process makes upgrading hassle-free. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio today.
Future Health. Do you know how GLP-1s like Ozempic and semaglutides can help you lose weight? Find out if they're right for you at tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
So you want to be my client. You think you deserve fair compensation for your injuries. Well, you got to call me. Can't just keep listening forever. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickleyGroup.com.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment today. aspireallergy.com.
I used to think just one more hit, one more drink. I'll quit tomorrow.
It was always tomorrow. I fell back into the same habits, looking for answers in drugs and alcohol. Recovery's a journey, a daily choice, and this time I have support. I was nervous, but once I called 407 Recover, it was easy to get help. I'm proud of myself for changing my life. Own your recovery today. Call 407 Recover.
Sponsored by Central Florida Cares and the State of Florida Department of Children and Families.
Picture this. You're cozy by the fire sipping cocoa. Or out on the town grabbing a well-deserved nightcap with a peace of mind knowing your pet is safe at home with Invisible Fence brand. Your customized pet fence gives you confidence that wherever winter takes you, your pet has both freedom and security. With Invisible Fence brand, service and safety never stops. Visit invisiblefence.com to learn more.
Ooh, should we get an app?
Appetizer? Nah, not for me. Trying to save some money, you know?
You know what you need? The Upside app. Gives you cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. You could earn up to $10 on every restaurant meal.
Upside? What's the catch?
No catch. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back at places like Popeyes, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Okay, now that's the app I'm getting.
Download the Upside app and get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant purchase. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately.
You should try the Metamucil 2-week challenge.
The Metamucil 2-week challenge?
Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling?
Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Prescription products require completion of an online consultation with an independent healthcare provider and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Additional restrictions apply. See website for more details and safety information.
Is Cialis Daily really better than Viagra?
If you like spontaneity, the answer is yes. So when the mood strikes, you're ready to go.
I felt like a young man again. My wife is definitely much happier.
When you take it, you're ready to go.
Does Cialis Daily last longer than Viagra?
Guys are raving that their results last even longer.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
It's literally life-changing.
Are 30-day sample packs available?
You can now access a 30-day sample pack at TryRexMD.com with generics at just $1 per tablet, if appropriate. Online approval at TryRexMD.com is simple, with medication delivered direct to your door. There's no copay, no doctor office visit, and your shipping is always free. Visit TryRexMD.com to get your sample pack. That's TryRexMD.com.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at OrangeBuickGMC.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
On the topic of reptiles, yes, reptiles can be very friendly. They can also be not very friendly. The main difference is you have to handle them every day. If you show them attention every day, they will become very calm and very kind. If you never pay attention to them and then go reach in the cage, they're going to bite you, just the way they work.
So they're all female.
Jimmy,
you shut.
Check the dates for Repticon. It was the 11th and 12th.
Oh, no way. The story is old. Oh, man.
Okay, I have to see this. Jimmy, go find a cockatoo and cuddle it so I can watch it bite your face.
Oh, yeah. I don't like birds, dude.
Hey, believe it or not, Jim, they're expecting 400 million people at Repticon.
You guys are the best. I appreciate that very much. I deserve every bit of it. Thank you, Jack, for doing that. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Already had a winner in the Grand in Your Hand contest.
Hey, Kara.
Kara from Apopka just took home $1,000 day one. Players, we are out there giving that money out. Make sure you stay tuned right here to the Real Radio 104.1. The Monsters, the News Junkie, us, and even Tom and Dan have a couple as well. So got you covered all the way up and down the clock. Just stay tuned and keep your phone ready to go. and we'll get you some cash, hopefully, in your hand. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
He is.
Every Monday at this time, we have our friend, our buddy, our good buddy, TK Law. That's onefirmforlife.com. Offices right there in Altamont Springs. If you don't mind, good and loud for the now well-healed Mr. Ray Trindley.
Hey!
The TK broiler.
2 days of feeling much better, and it's like, well healed. You know what? I'll take it. I'm not going back.
Wow, just 2 days? Even after
Just 2
last
days,
week, you've just now felt like yourself the last couple days?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Bro, you got hurt.
It was bad.
You got
Real
sick
bad.
December 21st.
Yep.
No joke. Are you Ray? That's crazy. So
Saturday, I had my first real meal.
Wow.
So before you go any further, and,
Yeah.
and share what you can. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not asking you to share any information, but I mean, you obviously went to the doctor and make sure there's no long-term stuff here. Like this was.
I mean, I went back to the doctor last Monday. They took more tests. Haven't got those results back yet, but I've got all my own theories. What's happening in the progression is matching one of my theories, which was that I had a relapse and I've got some issues. But I'll tell you, just getting my stomach working again has been struggle. Acid reflux, never had that before, but I was describing symptoms, and my mom was like, "Oh, that's acid reflux."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I
You got to be careful with that. It'll take your voice out. That's when I had voice issues years ago, and of course, when you think I went to the doctor, and the guy says, "Oh yeah, your voice is bad. It's your stomach." And I went, "You sound crazy. I need a new doctor."
Yeah.
He goes, "Here's what happens, man." He goes, "You go to sleep. Acid reflux comes up into your esophagus and starts inflaming your vocal cords. Then when you go to use them, as they rub together, the inflamed vocal cords create calluses or nodules. Then they have to go and wind up and lasing those off to save your voice." That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
True story.
Yes. So it's been a journey, but I'm through it. I'm not looking back. Probably never eat chicken again, but
Yeah, and for everybody, I mean, he said the word relapse. I want to make sure everybody understands. He got a very severe case of food poisoning, and it had nothing to do with anything else. People are like, "Oh, this guy's a raging alcoholic." No, it's not the case at all. He just got a really bad case of food poisoning that lasted 3 weeks.
Almost 4 weeks, yeah. But yeah, as far as being raging alcoholic, I haven't touched alcohol in 4 weeks because, partially scared of what that would do
to your stomach, especially in its state right there. You probably want to make sure you holler at your doctor because I know you like bourbon. That can be.
Yeah, I'm probably going to stay away from alcohol until I get everything moving in the way it's supposed to move, and gain my weight back a little bit.
Yeah,
and,
just stick with the acid like we talked about. That's fine.
Yeah. Mushrooms.
How much weight did you lose?
Last I checked, it was about 17 pounds, but. I've been able to drink water. One of the things I didn't realize I wasn't doing, I wasn't using the restroom, like, to let go of liquid. And so I wasn't expelling any liquids. And I thought, I didn't even think anything of it until I started feeling better. And I was like, I can't remember the last time I went to, went pee. I can't remember.
Wow, really?
Wow. Because I hadn't had the need.
Yeah, because you haven't consumed anything.
Right.
How crazy is that, dude?
It kind of blew my mind a little bit.
What's wild is you've been functioning in this condition and working.
Yeah. Life goes on.
Yeah,
the world
that's right.
continues to spin.
Yeah, but without eating and drinking and
Hey, listen.
Peeing.
Yeah.
Jack, that case file does not care about stomach issues.
Yeah. Billable hours.
Things got to keep going. People need help, and I'm there to help them.
Well, let's talk
God
about
bless
it.
you.
Let's talk about one thing before we get to topics and whatnot, because I was like, I just saw him in the hallway, and I said, well, we got to find out what his first meal was. Jack, what meal do you think his first meal back was? And definitely not going to be chicken, so you can rule that out.
Oh, I almost said chicken soup. Absolutely. I think it was a noodle. Can't say chicken. And it's not going to be creamy. It's got to be light. His first meal back, buttered toast.
Oh, I like that. Buttered toast. What do you think, Deb?
Buttered noodles.
Buttered noodles.
I like that. Yeah.
Look at me. Look at me.
He's looking at you, and he's looking at you, looking at Turney. He doesn't think you're going to get it, Jimmy.
I think it was a salad.
Oh, no. Roughage on a sore stomach?
No,
No. None of you are close.
Not even close.
Burger.
I was craving pizza.
Oh, my.
I almost.
Are you out of your ever-loving
which gave
mind?
me terrible acid reflux.
What are you doing?
Why would you do that to yourself?
Ray Trindley, I'm not a learner.
If you have not had anything to eat for 3 weeks,
Ray,
and you've been watching football and
God bless you,
TV
buddy.
and all the pizza commercials,
Yep.
and I was like, what do you want? I was like, kind of want pepperoni pizza.
Pepperoni, even worse.
Oh, Ray, my stomach hurts for you.
Yeah, that gives me acid reflux hearing it.
You deserve the pain.
I was in a lot of pain. I didn't even fit it. I had like half a piece of pizza. And I immediately went to my wife. I was like, this was a big mistake.
Bad decision.
I couldn't eat enough Tums and Pepto to
Oh, my
help.
God. And that pepperoni sweats that oil and fat. Oh, my God. That's one of the worst things. I looked at it, I said, it better not have been beef, because beef fat already, it can be very caustic to your stomach. It can be one of those things, like a lot of people can have a negative reaction. I'm starting to have that at this age. Like, I can only consume so much beef now because that fat just gets crazy.
And then I had a BLT Sunday.
God almighty,
Oh,
dude.
nice. All right.
So bacon?
It was Sunday, Jimmy.
And then today I had a burger.
Yeah.
But
That means you're back then if you had
what was
bacon.
on
To
the
be
burger?
fair, I was just a plain burger with a little bit of ketchup to
Yeah.
help it wash down.
More tomatoes. That works.
But these are all things I've been thinking about and just craving.
He's been dreaming about food.
Leave him alone, Jimmy. Poor thing is hungry.
I
Have you
was
just,
very hungry.
Just water?
I was having bone broth. I was drinking bone broth, water, a ton of
Can't have coffee,
Pedialyte,
right?
Good
Gatorade,
Pedialyte.
no coffee. I tried Jell-O, but that was just in the very beginning when I was like trying to learn not to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But after like 4 days, I wasn't even hungry. I was just bone broth because I need some protein. And
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
Wow.
So,
Well, I'm glad you're better, buddy. I'm glad you look a little perky. Last time I saw you, you looked a little bit.
I'm ready to go run a marathon or something. I don't know. I'm feeling light on my feet.
All right, let's get some legal talk in here real quick. So you sent every Monday we'll send each other a couple texts, try to whittle down what was going on.
I didn't know porn was on the agenda. Though.
No,
to
we're
be
not.
fair, when we were
We'll leave the New Orleans thing
All
because
right.
we talked about that a little bit. I said, well, those lawsuits will be coming. They filed the first ones last week. Didn't even look at them. I was just kind of interested to see, but we'll talk about that next week. But an interesting story is happening. Of course, we've been following this Alec Baldwin case for the movie Rust, that shooting that happened. It's been going on for like 2 or 3 years now. Now the things have the scripts have flipped a little bit because now Alec Baldwin has taken to be on offense now. So what's going on with this? Because all we heard was Alec Baldwin back in court. Now we read Alec Baldwin now suing.
Yep.
What's the lawsuit about? What is it? Why?
Yes. So a little bit of backstory for those that don't remember. There was a shooting on the set of Rust. Alec Baldwin was both the shooter, the person who pulled the trigger, and as well as he was the executive producer for this production.
Which is one of the financiers, by the way. That's what executive
Right.
producer means. You have some of the money in the game.
Right. So that was his role. He goes, he does an interview with law enforcement. Law enforcement, basically says you're here voluntarily. He goes through, does a 60-minute thing, and kind of changes some of the story. They end up charging him after that. They end up dropping the charges, but even while those charges were pending, several civil lawsuits were filed against Alec Baldwin as the executive producer.
By the woman's mom, right?
And I believe also her spouse,
Okay,
her
gotcha.
surviving spouse.
Yeah.
And so some civil lawsuits were filed. He settled those civil lawsuits with the family, him directly. There were some other people that were also sued that, they're still outstanding. But he settled those civil lawsuits. And then shortly after that, the prosecutors dropped the case against Alec Baldwin for the criminal negligence charges. So Alec Baldwin kind of flipped the script, just like you said, and he's now filed a lawsuit against the special prosecutor who was appointed. If you remember, they were in an election cycle when they announced that they were going to file these charges, and also against the local law enforcement and the city for what's called malicious prosecution. And essentially what the allegation is raised by Alec Baldwin is that they knew that they didn't have
enough evidence to convict
or even to charge him, and that they did this simply because of his name and because it was basically politically motivated. And he didn't specify the damages, but he's asking for not only the damages to his reputation, because he mentioned that everybody on the nighttime TV circuit was making fun of him, and nobody respects him, and people didn't want to work with him, and the damage to his family. But he's also asking for an unspecified amount of punitive damages, which is basically to punish them for the way they treated him and all this.
So does this almost sounds like it boils down to a different name for a liable slander case? I mean, you're basically saying you maliciously ruin my reputation for political gain, almost is what it sounds like.
Yeah, and essentially what it is exactly that, right? It's the improper use of the legal system to damage somebody's reputation, and you're doing it with malicious intent.
Yeah, because you knew for a fact you could never get an indictment on the guy. You could never
Right.
get him charged. So, with that known, does he have a case? I mean, that actually sounds pretty intriguing.
So what makes this interesting is sometimes we lawyers will file these lawsuits even before the criminal case will be resolved, right? Because we think of the way somebody's being railroaded or something like that. So I think he's really smart to wait till after the dismissal happened, after the civil lawsuit had been settled, and I'm assuming at this point paid. And I think it's really smart because I do think there's some legs to this. I think there is some possibility that, and it could just be people need to lose their jobs and get fired because of the way this was mishandled. But it could also be, about financial retribution and making things right and making Alec Baldwin and his family whole again.
How would you take a case like this? What kind of evidence would you have to have? Would you have to, there has to be some kind of written evidence that this happened. There has to be an email correspondence, a text correspondence.
Yeah.
There has to be a witness to a conversation that will go on the record to say this happened, that they acknowledge that they were maliciously going to try to smear this guy using the legal system and charges that could not be corroborated and or followed through with?
Right. All it takes is one whistleblower who says, hey, I overheard a meeting, or I saw some notes from a meeting where they said they knew they weren't going to be able to get you, but, this was going to get their name in the news and they'll win the election. And, all they have to do is find something to kind of tether this together. And they've got a lawsuit. And I don't know what the evidence rules are because I think this is in New Mexico, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know what the evidence rules are and what they have to produce up front. There's definitely a trend towards getting this evidence up front. But yeah, I mean, for Alec Baldwin, it's probably a no-brainer just to get his name back in the news cycle in a positive way.
Yeah.
Where he's trying to clear up his reputation and his name. It's probably a no-brainer win for him.
Didn't Drake basically do the same thing when Kendrick Lamar came out and did the whole Not Like Us thing and basically called him a pedophile and the whole 9 yards? Drake went against his own record company or something like that?
I think that was a defamation type lawsuit, though.
Yeah, weren't they all? But they were. I think his argument was basically he was suing the company for pushing that record ahead of his
Right.
because they thought there was more value in that. So
Right.
it seems similar. Maybe it's not, but it just seemed like he was just doing it for the sole purpose of saving face because one of the most popular and most respected rappers called him a pedophile,
Right.
basically in a diss tune. So sounds like to me he was trying to do anything in his power to save what was left of his reputation. Of course, I haven't heard a word from that cat in months.
Yeah, it is weird because Drake was huge, and I guess Kendrick Lamar got the better of him in that whole thing. But yeah, there's almost that conspiracy to commit, defamation or something like that was kind of the tune of that. But yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon for these folks that have the money and have the resources to use the legal process to clear their name.
Yeah, I'm talking to Ray Trenley here, One Firm for Life. That's TK Law. Offices up in Altamont Springs. A good buddy of ours, comes in every Monday. So in regards to that, is it harder to sue a government entity over something like this? Is the onus more difficult to prove, or does that matter at all? Like if you're suing a city, you're suing a government official, a sheriff, whomever, it doesn't really matter. Is that more difficult than just a company or a private citizen?
It's really not much more difficult. Really, where the question lies is what can you get out of it, right? And there's usually what we call sovereign immunity, which are these statutory caps on damages. And the oversimplification is, a state actor acting in their capacity, they're going to be insulated from damages over a certain amount. And most states have that. I don't know if New Mexico does or does not. But what ends up happening is people do these things outside of their official capacity, or potentially, do something that goes beyond what sovereign immunity will cover, and then they have got this individual liability. And so, is it harder to sue them? Not necessarily, especially not when you're a public, person like Alec Baldwin.
Right.
But it certainly changes the dynamic a little bit as far as what you're going to get on the back end.
Yeah. Wow, that's wild, man.
I think it's super smart. SNL will be coming back soon, and they'll probably talk.
That's the job he gets.
They'll probably talk about it.
If you want to find him, that's where you go. Go to 30 Rock. That's where he's going to be.
That's right.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I think it's super smart on his part. We'll see how it goes.
Really? Interesting. God, that's wild. When I saw the story today, I was like, God, is this continuing on? We've been hearing about this Alec Baldwin Rust story for years now, and it's still moving
I feel
up.
like it's probably been 3 years ago now. I think it was like maybe February, like 3 years ago.
Is the threshold for proving this case for punitive damages different than anything else? Does it get more difficult because the money can get so ridiculous?
Well, for punitive damages too. So generally speaking, with most lawsuits and everything, you've got to tie something together, right? So either an intentional act or a negligent act that led to these damages. For punitive damages, you generally have to prove beyond that, right? So like that's kind of the malicious intent and things like that, where you've got to be able to tether an email or a text message or some conversation with a witness that shows, okay, these people, did these things intentionally.
Yeah.
We saw it with Alex Jones in his trial.
Yes.
Right? I mean, how much did they focus on all the backstory of Alex Jones knew that the stuff that he was saying on TV wasn't true.
Yeah, 100%.
And he just didn't care.
Yeah.
Right? That's that malicious intent.
Absolutely.
That's where you see those punitive damages coming in.
Also, you could say that with the case against Fox for that cost Tucker Carlson his job.
Right.
And it's going to wind up, by the way, Smartmatic just got the approval to move forward with their case. The judge would not throw it out.
Really?
So they're about to get hit again. That's a $2.7 billion one. They already got hit from Dominion for $785 million. Cost Tucker Carlson his job. You never hear anything about their personalities. You can't find Hannity's name on the Fox website anymore because of the trouble caused by them. And I heard that the Murdochs were out of their mind about it. And that's the same exact thing. They knew behind. They knew. Laura Ingraham knew. Tucker knew. All those people knew they were lying. And there's evidence of it. And that's why that was such not open and shut, but pretty much open and shut.
Right.
And went right through.
You're
They
not
got the
getting
money.
a lot of sympathy at that point.
No sympathy whatsoever.
Yeah.
And Ingram still has her job, but Tucker was the catalyst for it, and that's why he lost his job. But they were all complicit. Hannity too. They all knew they were lying. They all knew it was fake. They all knew that the election was not stolen, but yet they continued on that narrative, and it cost them. And it's going to cost them more as well.
Yeah, we'll see. I didn't hear that latest news though. That's
yeah, they continue.
You think Fox survives?
Yeah, I think they have plenty of money to survive. I believe. I mean, I don't know. Do you have to write a check? You can create terms for that kind of thing, can't you? Or
I mean, generally a judgment has to be saatified within a certain period of time.
Really?
Or
if it's you It's all according to how much they hit him for. I mean, I think they got $785 for that first one from Dominion, and Smartmatic is actually, I think they're asking for like 2.7. I mean, the company's worth a bunch of money. They're destroying right now. They're literally, if you took MSNBC, CNN, and two other stations, I can't remember, and you gathered all their listeners and revenue up, Fox like doubles it.
Really? I had no idea.
They're destroying.
Yeah.
Like they're destroying. Their coverage was leaps and bounds watched above and beyond everything when it came to the election. It was way beyond everybody. It was bananas.
That's probably all you need to know how the election is going to go.
Right, yeah. But what I'm saying is, I mean, I don't know how that's going to work, but that seems similar in the
Sure.
case. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
Who sets the caps on the punitives?
I mean,
is it just each state?
Again, some states do have statutory caps on punitive damages. But like we saw with Texas, there was no cap.
Right, yeah.
And so I forgot what the number was, but it was big.
A bunch, yeah.
It was big.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Ray Trinley's in TK Law. That's onefirmforlife.com. Offices right there in Altamont Springs. We'll take a little break, come back, do a little bit more with Ray, and get the hell out of here. Deb, what's coming up for you? Heard it here first.
Well, we got a ceasefire deal is on the horizon. Southern California Edison is sued over the L.A. wildfires. Did not take long at all.
Nope.
And the final Monday Night Football game of the season. We'll talk about that next during You Heard It Here First.
You got it. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show and Deb's News.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Broadcasting live from the Cool Today Weather Center at CoolToday.com.
We're tracking a 1-2 weather punch across Central Florida. Hi there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist TJ Springer. A storm system is on the approach, going to bring hit-or-miss showers as we progress through the remainder of our evening and into the overnight. Temperatures still going to be cool, but not quite as cool as what we have been feeling. We'll have readings in the 40s to 50s. As we awaken on Tuesday, we may see a spotty shower, but temperatures will be cooler. We'll have highs rounding out in the lower 60s with decreasing cloud cover as we head throughout the day. From the Fox 35 Storm Center, I'm meteorologist TJ Springer.
This report is sponsored by FreshFromFlorida.com.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting FreshFromFlorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. Join me and former NFL quarterback Matt Castle for our new podcast, Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle. Between us, we have over 17,500 passing yards, multiple New York Times bestsellers, and one Mirrorball trophy from Dancing with the Stars. So where else are you going to find a show with that much athleticism and football insight? Listen to Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Open your free iHeart app and search Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle and start listening.
You don't need a New Year's resolution to lose weight. You need a solution, and that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Discover the power of semaglutide and tirzepatide, the breakthrough GLP-1 medications that are transforming lives. You lose up to 15 pounds a month without feeling hungry or deprived. That's huge because it makes it easier for you to lose weight, and that's what we do. At Red Mountain, we specialize in medical weight loss. It's not a hobby for us. We've helped over 1 million people lose weight, and we can help you too with quality GLP medications that cost less than half the price of Ozempic. Visit us in person, online, or skip the doctor visits altogether, and we'll ship the medication direct to your door. Act now for a limited time. Save $100 on any GLP-1 program and get our lowest prices of the year. Find your weight loss solution and lose up to 15 pounds by this time next month at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction, returns to Kissimmee, January 7th to the 19th at Osceola Heritage Park. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience with 4,500 vehicles up for auction. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy spectator tickets now at Mecum.com.
All right, it's January. You know what that means? New Year's resolutions are in full swing. So here's one for you. Clear vision. Seriously, if you're dealing with contacts or glasses, laser vision correction at the Filatowski Eye Institute is a game changer. With over 65,000 procedures, they are the trusted choice for Central Florida. And they have 24-month interest-free financing, so you don't have to wait. You can start seeing clearly and stay on budget. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free consultation today. Clear vision, clear future. It all starts with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 now for your free LASIK consultation.
Here's how TaxRise saved Yvonne over 99% on what she owed the IRS.
I got a letter from the IRS saying that I owe $69,000, and I had no idea what to do. That's when I contacted you guys.
Our tax professionals at TaxRise jumped into action. They helped Yvonne file her back taxes and get into compliance, but they didn't stop there. They negotiated directly with the IRS to fight for her case.
Effective immediately, the IRS has accepted. All they want in return is $100.
Thank you guys so much. I can't even explain how grateful I am.
We're so happy we got Yvonne the relief she deserved. We've helped thousands of clients find solutions to their tax problems, and we're ready to help you. To find out if you qualify for a tax relief program, call TaxRise today. 888-507-0053. For a free consultation, call 888-507-0053. 888-507-0053.
Results vary, not guaranteed, uncompensated testimonial. TaxRise is not IRS affiliated or a law firm.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
I would have to say that cuddling a bearded dragon is a lot better than porking a horse. But, that's just me.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Secretariat might have been the greatest horse of all time. Well, actually, he was the greatest horse of all time. But that 27-year-old horse was definitely much more of a thoroughbred. Have a good...
This is an aside from everything you've been talking about. How come sometimes Velma Dinkle from Scooby-Doo has 3 freckles underneath each eye, and another time she doesn't have any freckles at all? I know she's a redhead, but how come the freckles come and go like that? That's all.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Happy New Year again.
Thank you,
Bye.
buddy. With Daphne on the screen, what are you doing looking at Velma?
Wait, Daphne was the redhead, no?
Yeah, she
Daphne was a redhead.
Yeah,
Daphne was the redhead.
Velma was the short-haired, with
nerdy
the,
one.
Yeah, with the sweater and whatnot.
Hey, don't judge other people's kink.
No, I'm not. I promise.
You kind of
Yeah,
are.
don't yuck on their yum, yo.
Yeah.
Yuck on their yum.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
yuck
yeah.
on someone
Show
else's
name.
yum.
Yeah, no, it was a show.
It was.
Listen,
I
that's
think
where
Thursday.
that's where it wound up coming back.
Now today's show name is Nay still means nay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. By the way, Repticon this weekend. No, just joking. It's not. Found that out. I pulled an old story from Fox 35 that made it to the bottom of the page. I should have known better.
Yeah.
But that was last weekend, unfortunately. I feel dumb. I'm over it. Welcome.
Somebody texted us, you're supposed to be on the brat diet, Ray.
Yeah, I'm not
Ray
really
has
good
kids.
at following instructions.
The brat diet: bananas, rice, applesauce, toast.
Oh wow!
When you have tummy troubles,
I did have a little bit of applesauce while I was going through it,
Aw.
but I'm so over applesauce.
Yeah, did you eat that with a rubber spoon? Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, good. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Ray Trinley here with us. Of course, that's TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Find him up in Altamont Springs for all of your legal needs, whether it be a trip and fall, a car accident, whether it be a legal need like estate planning or any of that stuff. Divorce, of course. He can take care of all of that. Again, that's TK Law, OneFirmForLife.com. He has a quiver of talented attorneys waiting to help you out with everything you need.
I like that.
quiver.
Yeah, agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed. All right, let's do You Heard It Here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken says a breakthrough in ceasefire talks is finally on the horizon.
We've been working on negotiating the final details, everything that has to go into implementation, and time and again, that's been delayed or derailed by some event. But now we're at a point, as I said, where we are closer than we've ever been.
Blinken said it's now Hamas's move to get it done.
Yeah, there's nobody left to kill.
Southern California Edison is being sued over claims its electrical equipment is responsible for starting one of the wildfires in the Los Angeles area. At least 24 people are dead after the fires broke out last Tuesday, and over 150,000 have been forced to evacuate. The lawsuit was filed by a group of homeowners, business owners, renters, and others that had their property destroyed by the Eaton Fire in the Pasadena region. It says the fire is second most destructive in the history of the state and claims eyewitnesses saw a fire at the base of a transmission tower that's owned by Edison.
Yeah, it burned the house that Succession was filmed in. Did you see that?
Oh, no, really?
$85 million mansion. Wow. It burned it to the ground.
Self-insured?
I don't know what it was. It's the guy who owns owns some app or something, bought it, some kid.
There's a lot of that, though, we're finding out.
Yeah.
You know, people who had policies dropped right before the fire started, or
Wild.
like a lot of homeowners in Florida, if you can't afford it, you're just kind of rolling, rolling the dice and hoping something doesn't happen. And then finally, the Los Angeles Rams and Minnesota Vikings will cap off NFL Wild Card Weekend tonight. The playoff game will be played at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. That's because the league moved the game from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles due to those deadly wildfires in the area. The winner of tonight's game will advance to face the Philadelphia Eagles, who beat my Packers. And the divisional round on Sunday, tonight's kickoff is set for 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Are you guys excited about the last Monday night game of the
Advantage
season?
Vikings, right?
Only if the Vikings lose.
Moving the game is an advantage for the Vikings.
They travel well.
Yeah, I took the Rams.
I took the Rams just because of everything that's going on.
Yeah,
but you heard it here.
I'm thinking to win it for LA. That's what I think.
That's what I was hoping for.
That's why I took the Vikings.
And you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show. Awesome, Jack.
Deb, who do we have to thank today? Jack is such a dick.
We want to thank the very
He's
friendly
such a dick.
Ray Trendley from TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
And we don't even talk about how handsome he is.
And sweet.
I appreciate that.
Just a really genuinely nice person.
Oh, we're talking about Ray now?
Yeah.
All right.
Also want to thank Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game. In case you missed him talking sports, the podcast has already been posted under the goods at JimColbertLive.com. And then last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, as we do every single day. Jack, we have a question of the day?
We do. Are you, like Ray, taking part in Dry January?
Okay.
I didn't think I was taking part, but I guess I am.
Ray was an unwilling member.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you still taking part in Dry January? So I will tell you.
The old forced volunteer. I love it.
Yeah. There was a third option that said did not take part at all.
Okay.
Okay.
So yes, no, and no.
Yeah. So that was 48% did not take part at all.
Oh, really?
So out of the 52% that were taking part in Dry January, how many are still taking part in Dry January out of 52?
I'm going to go a grand total of 1%.
20% are still doing it.
That means
You go,
19% are not telling the truth.
All right, very good. All right, again, it's TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. His offices are right there in Altamont Springs. Very good at what he does. You hear him all throughout the radio station for a reason. All the shows love him. He's a good guy, and he can handle almost any legal need you could possibly have. That's why they call it One Firm for Life.
But he can't handle undercooked chicken.
He cannot do that. Yeah.
Nope, never going to try.
Don't give him a partially cooked wing.
No.
He'll Bruce Lee cook you in your face. Or kick you, either way.
Cook you, kick you.
All right, who's up?
Cook you.
Tomorrow we have Scott in for It's Only Money. Plus we'll do What'd You Do That's New. We'll go over my choice, and we'll look forward to what Deb has to offer as well. Plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks, and 4 more opportunities for you to win $1,000, like our very first winner, Kara, from a Popkins today. So good luck there. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ray, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning after us. It's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Monday evening. Go Rams.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
If you missed any part of today's show, check out the Jim Colbert Show on demand.